Hey, what's what's up, Robert Antoine? How you doing today?
I'm good, sis. How are you?
Oh,
It is another Thursday and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. I feel like having a conversation with you, sis.
do you really? What you want to talk about? This is
Absolutely.
my brother. This is my the Clyde to my Bonnie. You know, the
Mm,
yin to my yang, the
mm.
Tom to my Jerry in these internet streets. And I'm so excited to be on here with you this Thursday night so that we can chop it up like we always do. And folks are coming in. They are coming in. They are listen. They are already talking about it. They are already talking about it.
Is that
Where are
right?
they from? What you think?
Well, first off, I just want to let everybody know that my name is Robert Antoinette, and I'm hailing from the mean streets of Washington, D.C. And
Hey,
if
hey.
you're tuning in and you are watching, I'd love to know who you are and where you're watching from.
Yes.
Constance Carter is my girl, my ride or die, and she has people watching from London, England, from South Africa, from Mississippi, and
Yes.
from Texas. So wherever you're watching in from, just shout us out real quick, heart it up, and make sure that you share this broadcast because I promise you're in for a great, great ride.
They are in there. They are everywhere. And right now, I want you to text the word Queens to 21996 so that you can get all the alerts. And while you out there, I see people on Periscope. I see people on Facebook. I see people on YouTube. If you are on the YouTube page, make sure you hit the thumbs up and you subscribe. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Okay, on Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter and Fly Nubian Queen. And then I want you to go over to Facebook and subscribe or follow Fly Nubian Queen and Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter. Where can they find you, Mr. Robert Antoinette?
Well, my queen, you know that my name is Robert Antoinette. So I am Robert Antoinette on Facebook. I am Robert Antoinette on Instagram. I am Robert Antoinette on LinkedIn. I am Robert Antoinette, even in them clubhouse streets. So wherever you're looking, you will only find one, and his name is
Robert
Robert Antoinette.
Antoinette. Listen, I want to go back to and find me on Instagram at I am Constance Carter. I want you to go over to Instagram right now, and follow us on Instagram. But listen, I see the comment from Nicole. Did you see her?
No,
Nicole,
I missed it.
she said, look at what she said.
We're not having double standards. Come on, Nicole. Why you come for me? Why you come for me? Beautiful lady. Let me
They already coming from you for you.
let me talk to you. Huh?
They are already coming for you, bro, because you came a couple of days ago with the bull-ish. And they said they're not having it tonight. They are not having it tonight. Because you do come talking some crazy, misogynistic.
All I said was that it is quite all right if you like to look, ladies, but just make sure that you're respectful with the way that you look. That's all I said.
That's not what you said. You said we talked about is flirting, cheating. You said it's okay to go and compliment a woman on her onion, but it is not okay for a man to it's okay for a man to compliment a woman on her onion, but it's not okay for a woman to look at a man's package after you pick her up off the floor and you see if she's okay. Then you guys go home and talk about it. That is not okay. That is full of ish, Robert Antoinette. So we
Listen,
so
I think it is very respectful. I think it's very respectful that men and women are able to observe someone of the opposite sex. But when you're walking with me, ladies, I need you to make sure that you understand that you are the object of my affection and my desire. So I'm going to give you all my attention. And if I look, this is going to be a quick and you're not even going to see it. If you decide that you want to look, don't do it.
Well, Nicole is already calling BS. She already calling BS on you, homie. So
I love you too.
Look, poor RH, bless her little heart. She's 24, 25 years old. She said, "What's an onion?"
Is that right? Well, I'll draw a picture of it a little bit later on, but we're gonna move along with the show.
I already have to have a drink just to deal with you tonight, Rob.
Oh wow, you drinking? You know what? I'm so glad that I'm saved. I mean, I am not drinking any wine or anything like that. Right.
Well, listen, tonight we're gonna talk a little bit about blended families. Sometimes in blended families, you got a little baby mama drama. You may have some baby daddy drama, but when you have kids involved, it always brings a different and unique dynamic. So it's different experiences. I was in a blended family situation, but I was grown. I was damn near. I think I was 18 when my dad got married, and it definitely was in fact, my former stepsister is on here, and it was definitely a very unique situation. Absolutely.
Oh, you said your former stepsister? Do you get disqualified for being a stepsister?
Yeah, if they're not married no more, especially if we was grown. Listen, we were grown. I was 18 when my dad married her mom. So we really, that wasn't we didn't have no step. Like, that's my dad's wife. That's her mom's husband. It wasn't, but it does bring a different dynamic when you have two different households coming together, and then you add kids in the situation, and you got to figure out, is it a package deal? Do they really got to come along? Do I really got to love them too? So we want to know what the audience thinks, because this is a dialogue between all of us, not just me and Robert, but we have some special guests that's going to talk about it. But we want to know what your opinion is on it too. Lily said it's me. See, Lily was my former stepsister. You didn't know that, Rob?
I thought the politically correct way to say it now is that you have a bonus sibling.
Lily, what would you call her?
That's the right way to say it.
She was my homie first. So we were friends, and our parents met because we were friends, and getting married, and it was a disaster. But I digress. What would you call us, Alima? What would you call us? And what do you guys think about blended families and having kids? Like, do you have to accept the kids? What if they are hella bad? What if they are kids from? Yeah, we were friends first. What if they are kids from hell and they just come in your house, they tear up your shit, they don't respect you? You know what I mean? They come in there, they disrespectful because they mama didn't talk bad about you, so they don't feel like they gotta respect you. You got men who come into situations and they got these badass kids. They think they the daddy, they think they grown, they think that they mama's husbands. So then they got the man coming in and they gotta compete, to be the man of the house with these badass kids. It happens. So what do you do in that situation? Do you gotta love them badass kids?
Well, let me just tell you, on behalf of all the saints, we are enshrined and entrusted to love all of God's children, good or bad.
No, Lily said we were fristers. She said we were fristers, but go ahead, friend sisters.
Fristers, yeah. But that is such a interesting topic that we're going to cover tonight. In terms of being in a blended family, it's a tough world to be in because not everybody is built for that. I do think that there are strategies that you can apply so that you're able to deal with, the extra people that are in your space. But I think communication is probably the first key to success in making that work. Number two, I think that there is, you need to make clear efforts to have like little timeouts or some team meetings so that everybody can get on the same page about what is unacceptable and what is acceptable. Kind of like this bathroom right here. Look at my face. This bathroom right here. Don't ever come in this bathroom right here. All the other bathrooms in the house you can go in, but not this one right here. Like those kind of conversations need to happen in order to make a blended family work.
Well, what about when if there's you come into the house, they already got their regimen, their routine set up. The son want to come get into bed with the mama sometimes every now and then. She want to let him. How you feel about that?
Oh, that's another one of those rule number 2. Get your raggedy little so-and-so on over there. Because me and mama, we got some things to do, and you can't be a part of this group activity. What
about discipline? Ooh, is it okay for a step parent to discipline a stepchild?
I'm gonna go with a hard no. Mm-hmm. Because when you try to discipline someone else's child, you don't know if that other parent is hashtag crazy. So you want to be very, very careful about that. But I think that there's a group approach. Like when it gets to 10, you need to say something like, "Hey, Constance, you need to get your son. You need to get your son."
It can really
face. You need to go get your son. Matter of fact, when it's really, really bad, you need to come get your son. When the hand claps start, that's a whole problem.
You're right about that. It could really cause issues between the man and the woman. I was reading. Actually, I read on. I like a page called "I Hate That I Had Kids" or something like that. I wish I never had kids. It's some kind of page, but that very thing when this guy was talking about his blended family. He had this lady that he married. He got with. He absolutely loves her. He never felt he's been divorced. She's been divorced. He's never felt any way about anyone as much as he felt about this lady. She had 2 kids. He's never wanted kids. It was so good at first. Then they moved in. He's like, oh, okay. You know, they're a little lazy. But then the pandemic happened and shit just got wild. The girlfriend lost her job. The kids don't take baths. They talk back, all kind of stuff. And he's trying to figure out, what can I do to get out of this situation? I mean, so it can really cause a huge discord between the man and the woman, you know, kids, right?
Right. Well, you know what? I got some super friends all around the world. You know that, Constance. So
I know.
Rob know a little bit of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of my friends, in fact, the world's greatest barber, he is in a relationship with one of the coolest people that I know.
Okay.
And they had their own version of this conversation some time ago.
Okay.
And, you know, they have a very unique perspective because, you know, we like to bring things out in real life.
Yeah.
So that we have an opportunity to engage, have conversation, and to really help people to have some transformation and some breakthrough in their own situations when they can see people who are actually in the situation. You remember we talked about 5 love languages? I didn't even know I had a love language till we talked about it, right? And all the other topics that we have been able to talk about each and every Tuesday and Thursday night. So I think we need to get into bringing in some of our super friends to come on in on this conversation.
Let's bring them in, Rob. Let's bring them on in.
No doubt.
Hey, what's
Yo.
How you doing?
Yeah. So let me set this thing up. Constance Carter, if you ever have a chance to go anywhere in the world, I promise you that you will not be disappointed if you come to the DMV area.
Okay.
In fact, there are so many things here
love.
beyond the monuments. There's the food, there's the culture, there's the vibe, there's the people. And right now I got 2 of the coolest people in the entire world. First off, the queen of the house, Sugar. Chiquita Thomas is on the MIC, looking lovely. And my main man, who I've dubbed Mike T, the greatest barber in the world, or some know him as Polo Mike, Mr. Michael Turner is in the building. So this is one of the couples of the DMV area. They're nationally known. And I just want to have them to be on the show to chop it up with us a little bit and get into it with us about this whole thing about blended families.
Ooh, so Mike and Chiquita, tell us about your situation. So you guys both have kids. How long have you been together?
We've been together for 7 years, and I have a son, and my son is 24 years old.
Oh, okay. You look great, girl.
Thank you. And I only have 1 child, but Mike has.
I got 3 kids. My oldest is 16. My youngest is 7, and my next to the youngest is 8.
Okay.
Okay. Well, look, Mike, it looks like you're very busy.
I'm sorry. I'm very busy.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that is all right. Well, listen, I know for sure, Constance, you know, one of the things that we talk about is trying to make that whole family dynamic work. And it is hard work in adjusting to different upbringings and different rules within the house. But I know for sure, you know, in the case of you, Mike and Sugar, you know, you guys have had the opportunity to kind of live this thing out in real life. So for the benefit of everybody watching, like, I mean, what are some coping mechanisms or some real conversations that you need to have, you know, because there are plenty of books out about the subject, and there are plenty of people who are gurus and helping to coach you through the situation. But sometimes when you read it in the book, it's not like that in real life. You know what I mean?
Well, from my perspective, it's definitely been tough, especially when the person who you meet and the person who you were with don't get along.
I can imagine.
So it's a communication issue there, as far as my behalf, but it's still a work in progress, what I'm saying, with me. But like I say, it's been 7 years now, so hopefully things will change.
What about you, Sugar?
Right.
Well, it's not a work in progress with me anymore because I've reached out to her. I've tried to talk with her, and I even wanted to meet her. If your kids are going to be in our home and that's their dad, I think we should get along. We should talk.
Right.
I'm not going to mistreat your kids at all because I want anybody to mistreat mine. But she won't talk to me. She hates me, actually. So I stay my distance. I've tried once, twice, years ago. So we would never get along.
Ooh.
Never. And I'm not trying anymore.
My question is, do you really got to love the kids? If you love the man, is it a requirement that you love the kids?
Well, it's definitely because it's a package deal.
Okay.
But the thing is that one of our biggest things is that I was raised a certain way. I was raised to basically stay in my room, come out and eat. I basically didn't hang outside when I was growing up. I grew up in private schools and things like that. And my mom was very, very stern on me, very stern. So when I see certain things that go on when he has his kids for the weekend, I don't like it because I could have never done that. Or I could never, as a child, I could have never done that.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, let me mind my business. Because one, the mom doesn't like me. I'm not going to discipline them because they may never come back over if it's up to her. So I just leave it up to him and I just stay focused. I just keep my distance and that's about it.
That has to be tense. That has to be tense, though. You got these kids over there. You got to keep your distance. You have to walk on eggshells if they're there. You can't say nothing if they do certain things and it's your house. How are you able to deal with that?
Well, lately I just go in my room. I go in my room and I close the door. I would sit and hang out with him.
So Constance, let me just say this. I mean, Sugar and Mike are some of the most outgoing, fun-loving people you ever want to meet. So I'm shocked to kind of hear you position it like that because kids are kids and I do get it when you say like you come from two different backgrounds and the discipline may not be the same as what you're accustomed to. But that's where the communication and the conversation piece comes into play, where maybe you talk about it and try to have a real conversation.
Yeah, you're right.
I know when I was growing up, so for the benefit of Mike and Sugar, Constance and I talked about this before. When I was younger, much younger, when I was dating, I was turned off by the young lady if she had kids already, but I was a different mindset. But that was an instant deal breaker at the time. If I should ever come into contact with, a young lady and she has kids already, especially kids, at a younger age, that's certainly a conversation that needs to happen about what is inbounds and what isn't. Because Mike, as far as being a dad, it's a whole nother entity when you got some other dude, kind of being in a parental role around your kids, right?
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I mean, like for you, Constance, you've got three boys, right?
Yep. Just
imagine if you had another joker just coming in and like, look at here, there's a new sheriff in town. I mean, we're gonna have some changes around here. Lights out at 9:15.
Yeah. First of all, let me tell you this: my kids, they come first, and whoever I'm with. Not that they come before my husband, but they would have to become like if I was dating or something like that, my kids, hands down first. And you have to,
I'm saying though, it's lights out at 9:15. How you going?
First of all, you're not gonna come in my house making no new rules up. You ain't gonna do that.
Ain't no bad asses to bed. That's all.
And if you want to be with
turn
me,
off that damn game before I have to come in there and pull
Turn
it
that
out.
game on.
Yeah, well, it ain't gonna be none of that.
Bed.
So if you want to have a relationship with me, you're gonna have to figure out how to have a relationship with my kids. You're gonna have to figure that thing out. And my kids are not going to be disrespectful to no adult. That's what they don't do. But you're gonna have to figure that out as the adult. I think that the adult should take the initiative in making sure that they have a proper relationship with that kid, because it is a word package deal. So if you love me, I mean, you gotta love my kids. That's how I feel about mine. If I love you, I'm going to love your kids. I'm going to figure out a way to, because as the adult, it's on me, I believe, that I have to take the initiative, because kids don't know. Kids are just kids. They only know what they hear and all that stuff. So, it's kind of like, as I drink my wine, it's kind of like when Peter asked Jesus, how many times should you forgive? And what did Jesus say? Come on, Bible scholar.
I think it was 7 times 7.
Right. 7 times.
Right?
That's
7 times 7.
Right. That's in perpetuity.
Jesus always forgive.
Yeah. So how many times should you try to make friends and try to be cool with the kids as much as you can? I was in that situation with Lily's mom, and it just
Constance, watch this. If you don't come and get these little dudes right now, it's going to be a problem.
Oh, no, I don't
have a problem with my kids. It's gonna be a whole problem. That's where that "Nuck If You Buck" come out. I wish we could play music because it would be some "Nuck If You Buck" in my place. You come up.
Oh man,
I don't play about my kids. I swear for old Lord, I ain't playing about my kids.
Yeah,
y'all can do what you want to do in y'all household, but me and my kids, hell no.
And I believe kids belong in bed at a certain time. If you're under 13, 9 o'clock. It should be 10 o'clock is the latest on the weekends. You're not grown. You don't pay any bills.
Yeah.
On the weekends, Friday night, Saturday night, 10 o'clock. 11, 12, 1 o'clock, no.
Yeah.
I was raised like that myself. So, but how he does his thing with the kids and how the mom does her thing, I can't interject into that. I mean, that's what I believe.
And that's the thing where when you have your kids on weekends and things of that such, and they come to your house, they go by different rules of their house. And when they come to my house, it's different rules here. So it's hard for them to adjust.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me to cope with.
Yeah.
Even if I was to say, okay, well, y'all going to bed at 9 o'clock. They still gonna be up in the room wilding out and things of that such. So
whoa, Mike T. Whoa.
What?
So you mean to tell me you're not gonna get that daddy voice? Like the bass coming like I better not have to come in there.
Yeah, I do that. I do that.
I believe, what I think was going on is Mike is kind of soft on the kids. Somebody said that Sugar should not have to feel like a hostage in her own home. That you as a man need to handle that, Mike. What say you? That's what somebody said in the comments.
Oh well, no, I handle that. I handle it.
Oh, do we handle it, Sugar? Do we really handle it?
No, not at all. They don't get spankings. So when my son was growing up,
y'all don't believe in spankings, Mike?
No. Listen, when I raise my voice and I say, sit your ass down over there, they won't sit down over there.
For about 5 minutes.
And look, and when I pull that belt out,
I thought you didn't believe in spankings.
He's not going to use the belt. My thing is that
those are empty threats. They don't even believe them. Like that.
Exactly.
Okay, Dad. All right.
I'm just talking. But even though my son is 24,
let me get that belt.
Yeah, right. Even though my son is 24, my mom helped me raise my son.
Yeah.
I was a single parent. My son's father was killed when he was a baby.
Oh wow.
So he was 11 months old, and I was 18. I knew nothing about being a mother. So my mom helped me raise my son. And to this day now, if I look at him a certain way, it's on. He would never cross me. He knows I don't play with him.
Yeah.
Growing up, I'm on my way to the school. I'm swinging. I'm showing out. Give me a minute. When you get home, you're going to get it. You went to bed at a certain time. If you didn't do right around Christmas time, there's no Christmas. The Grinch stole your Christmas. That's just it.
Right. Yeah.
So, and he never, the thing is that I always believe in respect first. You got to respect yourself first. And you have to respect others. He's very manable. My son has never been to jail. He's never been like shot or stabbed or anything like that. But
he never challenged you?
He's challenged me once in his adult, and he never did it again. And he cried. But the thing is that he was feeling himself. He was like 22? But he was feeling himself. And trust me, when I drew back and my best friend had to hold me back, honey, he was going to get it. I brought him in. I was going to bury him here too.
Oh,
so my thing is my son don't play with
I brought you in.
I brought you in this world. I take you out.
Okay.
That's that
okay. I did 13 hours of labor. And I did what, 8 pounds, 3 ounces with no epidural. Are you gonna respect me? You're gonna respect me.
I respect that.
And natural birth. Not to be visual. No stitches.
So, so Sugar, would you say that your kids are good and his kids are bad?
Well,
Your son is good and his kids are bad?
if I had to think about when my son was his kid's age, he wouldn't try. He wouldn't try. He wouldn't try. Well, as far as the younger ones, because you have to think about it, it's a gap between the oldest child
Yeah, my oldest son.
and the other 2 younger kids. It's a gap. It's a nice size gap.
Yeah.
So when I think about his younger kids and my son at that age, it couldn't happen.
Yeah.
It couldn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing about my oldest son, little Mike, he about to be 17 this year. And pretty much this is last year in school.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much I molded him the way I wanted him to, you know,
Okay.
the way I want. But my younger kids, they don't believe, well, their mother don't believe in disciplinary actions as far as beatings. She believes in times out and things of that such, and I don't know.
Well, your oldest son mother don't believe in it either.
Oh no.
She don't touch him.
Oh, so there's 2. So, okay, hold on. There's 2
Mike got
mothers.
his ass whooped.
When?
Wait a minute. There's 2 mothers.
Come on, win.
It's 2 different mothers,
So do you get along with the first baby mother?
I don't get along with either one of them. Neither one of them likes me
Why?
because I'm me.
Are they jealous?
Well,
I like you, Sugar.
thanks, Rob.
Are they jealous? You think they jealous of you, Sugar?
Well, the first baby mother is doesn't like the second baby mother, and the second baby mother doesn't like me because I guess at the time when we got together, their relationship was over. His youngest child was like 3 months old when we got together. So
you stole her. You stole her away from. Stole him away from her.
well, no, not exactly. Well, you want to say that, but
Kinda.
No,
Okay.
it didn't happen that way at all.
Hey, cheers, guys. Cheers.
look.
Come on, Sugar. Cheers. Salute.
It didn't happen that way at all.
Hey. So anyway, I just
Hey,
wanna say
Rob,
that,
it's getting real deep right now.
yeah, Michael, I want to say that you're
I
a great
gotta take a break
American,
with that one.
and that I appreciate you for being the dad that you are. You know, I do know that there's some conversations that need to come on. In fact, guys, I have a guy that he actually wrote a book on blended families. He's asking to come in, so I probably want to bring him on in here, and he can drop down on everybody and school us and get us. So I sent him the link.
Nicole, mind your business. Nicole,
Huh?
wait. Nicole, wait. Where's she at? Mind your business, Nicole. Mind your business.
Yeah, that was
Somebody
kind
said
of
Carson started something.
Yeah, I was just asking. I'm asking what the audience wants to know. Inquiring
Rob,
minds.
didn't you start something?
No, I'm not. And then somebody called Sugar. Somebody called me and you winos. We ain't winos.
I am.
Oh.
I am. Look, I love my wife. My happy juice.
Here's the thing. So let me frame this question the right way, and then I want to bring on another one of my super friends, if you don't mind, Constance.
Look, Rob. Look at the comment. Look at the comment.
Bring somebody in because I was about to get out. Here's the thing. The proverbial baby mama or the baby daddy is real. And for those of you boys and girls who are out there who are watching, I'm sure everybody has their story. And I think this is where conversation is really, really key. And you're not going to necessarily agree on every single point. But I mean, Sugar has a valid point in that I came from one upbringing and one level of discipline that's different from yours. And Mike, you know, as a dad, is like, you know, I love all of my kids and I want to allow them to have the free space and the freedom, you know. I know that, you know, Mike came up in the inner city, so now y'all suburban now, so they get an opportunity to run free. And sometimes there need to be limits on that so that you both can coexist at the same time. And, you know, those conversations, I'm sure, are uncomfortable because, you know, when you're a couple, you just want to love on each other, minus the kids. Right. I'm sure there's married people all over the world that can't wait till their kids go to college. Can't wait till they go over their friend's house and spend the night. Can't wait till they go to the mall because we just get some peace and quiet. I ain't got to worry about who broke the lamp. I know my cereal gonna still be in the refrigerator. I ain't got to fix no dinner, and I ain't got to tell you to make up your bed. So kids make things really, really complicated, especially when they're not your kids, right? So I'm really, really curious to see those who are out there listening in the feeds. Like, what are some strategies you have for making this thing work? Because it is hard. It really, really is. And I know we're saying things in jest and we're making fun, but you know, it's hard. It's hard when you
I
have
would agree with that.
backgrounds
I
and
would
two
agree.
different.
To make everybody get along with on my behalf, it's hard.
Yeah.
So what do you think will help to make it unhard? Because you guys are beautiful people together. You know, if you ever get a chance to watch Mike and Chiquita on Facebook, I mean, they look absolutely amazing together. They are the envy of the DMV. So, you know, and they talk a lot, right? I mean, they have very, very candid conversations that you've seen here before. And, you know,
a bunch of foolishness. A bunch of
foolishness.
We're gonna be live after your show. We're gonna go live on Facebook because I want to talk about this show.
So make sure, Sugar, you share this on your page. Everybody, you guys share this on your page, because actually this is not just for entertainment. This is actually to help heal, transform, and, you know, have a conversation, because we need to have these conversations in our community. All of these things are it's a very real topic. These are very real issues, and the kids at the end of the day are affected. And so I think that we should really dig deep. Magnus said, what if you have a tri-family? That's when it really gets deep. And I want to unpack that. So what is a tri-family? What is that?
Can I bring an expert in really to drop some light?
Because we need to unpack this whole situation and figure out how we can make it better.
Come on in.
So for everybody who is watching, this is my friend. I call him Doc, but his name is Doc E. Mangum. Right, I call him Magnum because the guy stands about 6'4". He's got all the degrees and the pedigree that you would like to have.
Yes.
Someone who can speak to you rationally. But
in his background, I see it in his background.
All in degrees.
Oh yeah, he has a pedigree and the degrees. He got all the ABCs in the one.
He came prepared.
And it's my friend Doc. What's going on, my brother?
Hello, Doc.
Listen, man. Hello, beautiful people. Listen, I'm listening to you drop some knowledge. One of the things, let me just give you a little bit. I'm from Alexandria, Virginia, real quick. Grew up in the DMV, went to T.C. Williams High School. Remember the Titans. They're going to change our name. You know, it's all good. But this is a subject after my wife and I own's heart. I've been blessed to talk to some amazing people like you, blended family. I'm a third generation blended family. So I've been doing this for a long time. I first went into a blended family when I was 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
And my mom divorced and I got a stepfather. A lot of the craziness. I think the reality is that the blended family is on the rise and we have to know how to speak real talk. One of the things I talk about in one of my books entitled Blending to Make It Ingredients for a Successful Blended Family. Because you need ingredients. I've been listening to you guys because Rob is such a special friend of mine. And this is kind of my pedigree because I realized that I love blended families because I've been a part of it. You know, one time divorced, married a beautiful woman, had a son. So I've been in blended family my whole life. My daughter got married. She married a young man that had a daughter. So I've been doing this thing. I breathe this thing. I live this thing. But one of the things that's important, and I often tell blended families, is that you have to make sure that you're mature enough to handle going into a blended family. Because the reality is you have children from both sides. And honestly, they really don't like us as bonus dads and bonus moms because you're coming in to try to change the scenario. And I think this wonderful sister on top of me, she was talking about, I love my kids. And I applaud you, and I applaud you for loving your kids. But one thing I realized about the blended family, whether you
lights out at 10 o'clock. Lights out at 10 o'clock.
Oh, I'm done, man. Okay.
Not with mine. I'm telling you. My kids go to bed at 11.
You can love your kids all you want to, but I know the lights better be out at 10 o'clock.
My kids go to bed at 11.
So let me drop this real quick. One of the things I often tell people is that when you get in the blended family, you have to be willing to make some choices, some hard choices, to get outside of yourself. First of all, if you're a male, get out the way. If you're a mom, get out the way. and allow your blended family to understand how valuable you are. Now, listen, you have to set some boundaries off the top. You can't sit up and wait till you get in the middle of the blended family and try to set boundaries.
Yeah.
You have to set boundaries with your bonus children and your biological children, and you have to stick to your guns. Now, one of the things that we have to look at is look at ourselves. You know, am I really ready to help lead somebody else's biological children? Am I really, if I'm a man, if I'm a brother, can I take the biological father coming through wanting to pour into his son or his daughter? Can I take that? And you have to ask yourself some real questions, because what happens is that most blended families that I've been fortunate enough to talk to, the conflict happens when there's no solid communication. When nobody knows and you got to guess what's going to happen next. If you got to guess how you're going to raise both families together, then I don't know if this really is the ticket for you. And like I love what the young lady said, or both of y'all said this is a package deal. When I met my wife, I was marrying everybody. I was loving on everybody, but it wasn't easy.
Wait. Let's unpack that. How was you loving on everybody?
What I'm saying though, when I met my wife, I wanted to love her son.
Oh, okay.
You know, or I wanted to love her daughter in the place of being in a position as a person that cares about you. Now I took it slow. Normally, statistics say, psychologists say, I'm a Christian counselor psychologist. They say it takes 3 to 6 years for a blended family to vibe or to mesh like they have some sense. Yeah. First of all, we gotta get ourselves out the way. Most parents that I talk to, they still in the way. They still haven't written the opportunity to say, you know what, I need to be better. Mm-hmm. I accepted this role as being a new mom or a new dad. I need to, if I'm a biological mother, then the biological mother ought to lead the way for the children. Now let her new husband be in the play. Let him play football, basketball with her. Don't let him find out down the road that y'all made a decision with the kids and he wasn't involved. Because that's going to bother his psyche. That's going to bother his heart. That's going to bother his spirit. But communication is one of the key things to keep the blended family going strong. And everybody, here's the thing too. Everybody coming to a blended family have different parenting styles.
Yeah.
And you got to talk about your parenting styles. Yeah. Maybe you want to put your hand on the backside.
Hey, Doc, I need you to help. I need you to help my queen out.
I got a question too.
Sugar is an out front kind of person, right? Like she's big, bold, beautiful. and she says that when my brother Mike's kids come over, she retreats to the room, right? For whatever the reason. And you know, we don't need to unpack that again, but what kind of advice or coping mechanism would you put in place to kind of undo that practice habit right now? Because that's not who she is. And nobody wants to be a prisoner in their home.
Honestly, her son is grown and I have younger kids.
Yeah.
My oldest is about to be 17 and my youngest is 7. And I got my daughter is 9. So she's not used to dealing with young kids.
Okay, but let me say this. I'm gonna try to do this as quick as I can because I don't want to burn your time up. I think the questions and the conversations have to start first. Because if you have a 7-year-old and a 17-year-old, and may I ask you, how long you guys been married?
We're not married.
You're not married. Okay. Okay. So y'all in a whole different atmosphere because
they cohabitating. They're basically married because they cohabitating. So it's like a marriage, right?
It is. I think it's like a marriage.
We're engaged.
Okay, but let me say this.
We got back together and pretty much we're trying to get everything together so we can prepare ourselves for that final day.
So one of the things to answer to your question, this wonderful soon to be your wife, I think that because your child is grown, what you may be saying is that I'm not saying you're saying this, but I'm saying maybe, so I don't know. Okay. I'm not ready to be a part of help raising another young person to get to that level. But see, here's the beautiful thing that you have. You have experience because you have a grown son. So you know some of the nuances and some of the things to help your husband to navigate and helping his son or daughter be the very best version of themselves because you have experience. But if you don't share that experience, if you don't feel confident to share that experience, and let me back up, I think it's very important that before his sons or son and daughter come over, I miss maybe you have 2 sons, bro, then y'all need to sit down and have a strategy session. Because if you don't talk about his sons coming over and spending time with you, you're going to continue to retreat to your room. Because what you're telling me as a bonus mom, you don't want to deal with me. If I'm a little son, 17 or young, you know, and you're brilliant, like you said, you know, no pun intended, you're bright, beautiful, but you have to plant those seeds, because guess what? His 17-year-old son and his 7-year-old son is going to be dating a young lady sometime or another, and they're going to need some tools from you that the dad can't give you. Men can't give their sons tools that the woman have. I don't care how brilliant you are as a man. You have a different psyche. You think different. You handle things different. And so you can bring a lot to the table. So my encouragement to you is to champion this opportunity in this relationship so he will know how to treat a young lady when he comes in from a woman's perspective. Because you as a man, we're going to tell our son A, B, and C from a male's perspective. And I tell people all the time, you can't cross lanes. Because a woman thinks different, she acts differently, she has a different set of emotions, how she handles things is totally differently. And so you can add so much value to that situation if you desire.
Guess what? My daughter acts just like her. She's very girly, likes to get her nails done. And I say, man, look, I want her to really be a part of her life too. Not raise her, but get involved. You know,
and
when she comes over.
I have.
Yeah.
But the thing is that with the oldest child being 17 and having his own mom, he's also been in a relationship with his ex-wife. So he's experiencing two different women, and he's older. So he's been around her for like 7 years. Him and I have been together off and on for 7 years, mainly on and off for 7 years. So he has to walk to 2 different women, other than his mom, his ex-wife, and me. And all 3 of us have different parenting styles. Okay. So that's hard for him.
Okay. So this is Doc. This is such great information. So here's what I'm getting, and this is so poignant. You really have to have these conversations before you go into these relationships.
Yes.
Set the tone. You know, have really adult conversations and say, listen, I have children. This is how I discipline them. This is what it is. And then, is this what you want? Are you willing? Because my kids are a package deal. And if you are willing to be with me, then you got to love them too. So the answer is yes, you have to love them too. But let's figure out how we can do that to make this a healthy relationship, because Sugar and Mike, the relationship will never be 100% if the entire family is not on one accord. F them baby mamas. But y'all going to have to figure out as the adults how you can make sure that you guys are all on one accord so that your relationship can stay solid, because that's the number one priority. So you ain't got to be best friends with the kids, but they should respect you when you come to the house, Sugar. They got to respect you when they come to the house. And you, as an adult, I feel like you still got to keep trying. You still have to keep trying because you're the one that's the adult, right? So Doc, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. That was some good knowledge.
Your words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a counseling, so that was awesome. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Rob. I appreciate you all. I wish y'all the best, and your blended family will soar.
Yeah.
Here. All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you guys, listen. That was some great information from the doctor, but there was so many comments that I was just like, right?
Yeah, the comments went crazy. The comments went crazy. It went crazy.
I was trying to hold my.
Did you guys see the comments you guys want to address?
She was trying to hold her wine to the doctor went off.
All right, go for it, girl. Let's get it.
Hey, Rob, where you at?
Hey. Ruh-roh.
So here's what I saw in the comments. I saw one comment said they cook for the kids, and that'll be a way to get them to be on one accord.
That's a hard job too.
They're very difficult eaters. They're very, very picky. Very
Well,
picky.
my oldest son, he does his own thing.
Yeah.
But the youngest ones, one may want this, the other one want that. So it's challenging sometimes at things. So I try to make sure when they come over, I get them what they like.
But let me ask you, what does that do for your relationship? You know, because you guys have a relationship in and of itself, but then when the kids come on, that brings another extra layer of issues. How does that affect you guys' relationship, your intimacy, you know, the things that, you know, you guys trying to run your household? How does that affect you?
How would you say it?
It affects because I get frustrated sometimes because I say, well, why are you distancing yourself? And she's, you know, and I tell them, they come in there, hey, Shakita, how you doing? And they speak to her and things of that such. And I want that bond and that relationship with her and the kids, but at the same time, she don't agree on how they raised.
That's not
and it starts pretty much
now when the kids get upset, they go in their little tantrum, and that's it. You got one, maybe the daughter may be calling the mom, the son may be going off.
That happened one time.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is that
Hey, Mike, you need to spank them kids. What's the matter with you?
and I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
They don't believe in spanking, Robert. They don't believe in
control. It
spanking.
only lasted at least 10 minutes.
So when that happens,
It only lasted one time, 10 minutes.
The daughter got upset because his son was upset. So I go over there to soothe her because she's crying because he's crying. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to help her. I'm talking to her and she's very staying up. She's no. And she goes off from me and she goes and calls her mom. And it's like midnight. So I'm like, okay, I can't do this. I can't do this because
It only happened one time.
It happened one time and that was the last time.
Yeah.
When she came to me and said, you know what, Mike, she got frustrated and I said, you know what, I'll go out there and handle it. And I handled it. They were fine. They were fine.
You really did. You did. But I don't like that because your child has a phone to call her mom when she's spending the night with us. You're spending the night with us. So what if your dad says goes? You shouldn't be able to grab that phone and go behind a couch and call your mom at midnight because you're not getting your way. That's a no-no. First of all, she wouldn't have had that phone at midnight. That phone would have been taken away before midnight. That's one.
So Mike, somebody said that you're too chill. Mike, are you having conversations with your baby mamas? Because it seems like that's kind of the source of the issues. And the common denominator happens to be you, my brother. You. So are you setting the tone for what's going on in your house?
She don't think so, but
I know
I'm the one that pretty much disciplines them when they come over. I'm the one that's out there with them.
No, you cater to them. You make sure they have what they like, what they need to play with. But no, you're not very stern on them. And the thing is, it's not my job to be stern on them because I don't want them to go back to their mother and say, well, Chiquita did this, Chiquita did that. And then she already doesn't like me and then they may not be able to come over again. So that's why I just stay in my lane.
Well, listen, I never asked you to be stern on them.
I know, but you're not being stern enough. You cater to them. They're whining. You're catering to them. When you say no means no. That's it.
Well, that's what I do.
No doesn't really mean no with you. It may mean no about 5 minutes, but after that 5 minutes, it's something totally
and that's
different.
when the belt come out. And I was like, I'm whoop that ass.
I'll be honestly, I've heard you say you're going to give them a knuckle sandwich, but I've never seen a belt come out. I personally never seen a belt come out.
You don't be in the living room.
Yeah, I just started going in the bedroom because I have to be quiet. Because I see things I don't like, and I know me, I will flick. And my son would do some of the things they do or say at that age, I'm flicking. So in order for me not to flick off, I gotta go and depress myself.
What I would say is, my kids aren't disrespectful at all. And no, they have their tantrums, and I get it under control, but they don't disrespect her.
They don't disrespect me, but they disrespect you as a parent. Because when they're visiting you and you tell them no, and you're trying to make sure they're good, there's no reason why they should be able to go call their mother for anything.
That part.
FaceTime or anything. Mm-hmm. They're at your home. They're spending time with you. And what you say goes. That's it. Ain't no calling her. That's just it.
Well, I agree with you on that, though.
Yeah, it happened one. It
So,
happened one.
so let me ask you this: how does that affect your intimacy? Because that would be something that I think that would, like, you know, really affect every area of your life. How does that affect your intimacy?
Well, I'm the type of person. Once I am upset,
Mm-hmm.
you can't talk to me for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Some people can just, you know, okay, let it go, and click back. Not me. When I'm upset and I'm very upset, no, it's on.
I got to deal with it.
We go to bed mad. We wake up. It may be something different than that.
I don't go to bed, man.
Yeah, he always kisses me and then go to bed, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But when I'm mad,
I wake up the next morning like ain't nothing happened. Give her a kiss.
when I'm mad, I'm mad.
Tell her I love her.
I ain't gonna lie.
All this and that. That's what I do.
Well, I just want to say, if your kids are bad, ain't no kissing me gonna make me want to just hang out with you at all. Somebody need to get that answer.
My kids ain't
We need to have
bad.
some understanding going around here. I don't want no kissing. I want order and I want respect and I want
You know
quiet.
all my kids personally. You know my kids ain't on like that.
You don't get that.
Wait a minute. Wait. I see so many good comments. Look at Rob. At the end of the day, Rob,
This
at
is
the
what I
end of
want
the
you
day,
to do.
Robert, at the end of the day, they are blaming you, homie. They are blaming
Rob did
you.
this.
At the end of the day, you are the blame.
my God. I tell you, Constance, I want you to step away from the controls. Whatever you're doing, stop it.
Now, she brought up a good point though.
What's that?
And you know, when it comes to my kids, especially my daughter, I'm real soft on her. And I will admit that.
Yeah.
But I'm soft on her too.
You're not soft on me.
I am.
Oh,
He goes
let's talk
toe
about
to
Let's unpack that, sugar. Let's
he
unpack
goes
that.
toe to toe with me.
But I'm soft on her though.
No, what really makes me upset is that if he takes a nap and I don't take a nap while he's taking a nap, well, why do you take a nap when I take a nap? I said, well, did your kids take a nap? Did you find out what time your kids went to bed? Why are you checking up on me? It's like I'm 2 and I'm older than him. And I'm supposed to take a nap when he's it is. Well, why do you take a nap when I take a nap?
Only because
I'm grown.
listen, only
I
because
wasn't tired.
only because if she is say and all day, I'm so sleepy, I'm so tired.
Mm-hmm.
And when I come home from work,
No.
if I'm sleepy and I'm tired,
Wait a
work
minute.
the same
Wait, Mike. Hold on,
Just
Mike.
basically
Mike.
what?
So you told this grown ass woman
Yeah.
when your kids take a nap.
No,
You
I didn't tell her when to take a nap.
No, he said, well, why didn't you take a nap when I took a nap? I'm like, well, I wasn't tired.
No.
With being
No.
tired and sleepy are
No.
two different things.
No.
Tired and sleepy are two different things.
Listen.
Tired means I want to relax.
She got
sleepy
off.
means I want to go to sleep.
She got off like 8 hours before I did.
We work at the same job. We do the same thing, basically the same hours.
No,
Come
we
on,
don't.
Mike.
You
Yes,
got off.
we
What
do.
time do you get off a day?
Mike, it fluctuates, and you know it.
So we don't work the same hours.
No. He wants to know why I ain't taking a nap when he's taking a nap.
No,
I'm tired.
that's not.
I
No.
want to watch divorce court. He wants to
Listen,
go to sleep. So when he
Listen.
wakes up, I'm supposed to be energized because he's up. Well, why you ain't taking a
Damn,
nap?
Mike.
No.
Mike, what,
No.
That's
what,
not true.
Mike?
That's not true.
we don't work the same hours. One.
We do. We do.
Well, how do we? What time did you get off
Our
today?
times fluctuate.
What time did you get off today?
I got out today at 8:30 this morning
And what time I get off?
at 3 o'clock.
How's that the same hours?
So why do I have to take a nap?
So
She said,
after,
listen, sugar. Mike said go to
Listen.
sleep. So when he say go to sleep, you need to go to sleep.
no,
Basically,
that's not it. Listen. So she gets off earlier than most of the days.
sometimes, not often.
So
Robert.
when I come home, listen, when I come home and I'm like, okay, and she complaining the whole day while I'm at work.
No, I'm not complaining the whole day because you call me all day. I can't sleep if you call all day.
And you call me too.
No, you're driving. How can I call you?
Because if I don't call you at the end of the line, you're going to say, why you ain't call?
Yeah, but if I'm trying to nap, you want me to nap or you want me to call you?
So listen. So she want to watch divorce court and all that.
I like divorce court.
So when I get home from work and
Go to
hours
sleep.
that went past,
Just
and she never
When he
took a
get home
nap.
from work, go to sleep. Simple.
Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do in his book.
No. Listen. So
Hey, Mike, listen, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Constance, everybody watch this. Fellas, watch this. When I get home,
Yeah.
you better be in the bed. I'm
Hey,
saying it
Rob.
with my chest. When I get home, you better be in bed.
Listen, hear me out. Hey, Rob, hear me out. Listen, this is the problem.
Woo!
I got home from work.
Mike is the
I've
best
been home for 8 hours.
man of the year. Hello.
Taking a nap. I done already took a nap. I get up. I may want to, you know what I'm saying, get a little bit of
But
love.
I still gotta cook.
No.
I don't gotta cook. I don't cook.
You don't cook every day at all.
I cook more than you.
Do you cook every day?
I cook more than you. Do you eat every day?
We talk about a particular
He
day.
eat every day. We cook every day. No. When I'm mad, I don't cook. That's it. If I'm mad, I ain't cooking nothing.
But you don't cook every day, though.
I
babe.
cook more than you.
Of course.
Exactly.
I'm not a cook. I'm a grillsman.
He's a groomsman. But if you can't cook, you need to make
Hey,
reservations, or you need to go and
Hey,
get
Rob,
food and come
you
back.
taste my ribs?
There ain't nothing that got nothing to do with no ribs.
Your ribs are
Thank
absolutely
you to
amazing,
that.
sir.
The
If-
ribs are
Honey,
the
if
same.
I
I'm
don't
a
rest
grillsman.
when he rests, it's a problem. Now,
No, it's not.
and some
that.
days I gotta be to work at 3:30 in the morning. He gotta be to work at 9 o'clock in the morning. So when I get home, I may take a small
But she
nap.
just said we work the same hours, though.
We fluctuate. We do the same job.
Rob,
We
did
work
you
the same job?
The point is, Rob, but did you taste his ribs?
Them
Rob,
dry ass ribs.
did you taste his ribs?
Ain't nobody talking no ribs.
I love my ribs, too.
They've been dry lately.
Well, Rob, did you taste his ribs?
The ribs are amazing. You know what, Mike? Dr.
must
George
have a good
Fraser says that there are two types of people in the world. They're buyers and sellers. And if you're not selling anything, that means that you're buying. And I would encourage you, Mike, to go and put them ribs out sell those ribs. You should do
You know
dinner
what,
this
Rob?
summer. You should do a dinner this summer.
I was talking about ribs.
My lamb chops good. My
He said,
chicken
no.
good.
But he
No,
doesn't
your
cook them
ribs
half the
are
time.
amazing. People, if you are in the DMV area, Mike T not only cuts hair, he drives very well. He fixes ribs, y'all. I mean, he ain't that disciplined on the kids, but the boy can do some ribs.
Listen, I'm not good on the stove at all.
You are a
Bring
horrible,
your ass
horrible.
to the table.
Listen,
I'm trying to tell you. That's what I do.
Everybody don't want grill food all the time.
listen.
Well, that's good.
Lily said, let me tell you something. Lily said, this is all Rob's fault. And I want to come back to that because I believe that this is all Rob's fault. Rob, you are the cause of all this mess.
Beautiful people, I just want to make sure that you understand. You need to have these conversations. Michael is my friend, and this is his opportunity to tell me and the world how he's going to make it better.
Whew.
He's going to make it better by making ribs.
Oh,
All
see,
right.
that ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work for me.
I feel you.
No, but
Well, listen.
real
Here's
talk.
something
But
that I love.
listen, real talk. Hold up. Just give me 25 seconds. Y'all
You got
calm it down.
You got the floor, brother.
Listen, as far as the communication issue with me and her, with the kids, I will make it my priority to pretty much listen to what she have to say and pretty much work on it to make us better.
Yeah.
That's my word.
Agreed. So listen, the doctor had some pretty poignant points, and I think that there has to be a conversation that's had between the two adults in the situation, because y'all said y'all were engaged, so that means y'all going to the next step. That means it's forever. Robert, what did you say? You said once you get married, what?
I ain't doing it again. That's it.
It's a one-time thing. You ain't getting no
Once you
divorce.
get married, it all goes downhill. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean that.
But listen,
That's
Mike,
why
when she packed her bags,
No,
I'm
I'm
saying,
just
where are
kidding.
we going?
I've been married once before,
And
so-
I've never been married.
and I said
before.
I won't do it again.
And I ain't in no rush.
Wait, you just said you was engaged. You ain't
Well,
doing
no,
it. Oh, after
That's what
this.
I said.
But he's
But
been married
actions
before.
speak louder than words. So
Okay, but so to your point, Mike, I'm just saying that if you guys are on a track to get married, a real mature conversation needs to be had, because at the end of the day, you got a child that's 7 and a child that's 8 or 9, because you said 8 and then you said 9. So you have at least 10 more years with these kids.
exactly.
You guys gonna have to get on the same page, brother. Y'all gonna have to get on the same page, sister. You're
I
gonna
agree.
have to do something. And at the end of the day, for me, if I was with somebody, I I would make a conscious effort. I don't care what. I just love kids. I love people, but I love kids even more. And you just have to make a conscious effort to try to do something. I don't care if the kid, when you have baby mamas who messy and they throw extra stuff in there, you just got to keep trying as the adult, because the burden lies on you as the parent. In my opinion, I just believe that the burden is on you as the grown ass woman. You just go, if you want to be with this man. Now, if you don't want to be with the man, then it's a totally different story. But if this is the man you want to be with, the kids are a package deal, or aren't they?
Well, I totally agree with you, Constance, but I don't like the way you're talking to my man, okay? You don't give him advice. I give him advice. You understand? I don't even like how that's going down right now. So let me tell you like this here. Michael, everything she said was partially true.
Partially? Wait a minute. Hold up, brother.
I agree that there needs to be communication and constant ongoing conversation, and there needs to be strategies. I know you played Pac-Man. I don't know if you're old enough to know Miss Pac-Man and the video games, but there was a strategy in order to win the game. So in order for you to win the game, you need to make sure that you have a strategy session on, if this happens, we're going to do X, Y, Z. Even if you don't strategize that with Sugar, you need to have that in your mind, because these situations will continue to happen. And as long as you allow them to happen, then you're going to still have these constant issues. Now, I have all full confidence in you that you know exactly what needs to be done, but there needs to be the conversation, not only with yourself as far as the strategy and what to do, but also with Sugar, because both of you are in this thing together, right? Your kids are going to be kids. I encourage you to continue to love on them and make sure that they are a priority, because they aren't going anywhere. They are your future. They're your seeds. But you need to have safe words. In the words of Kevin Hart, repeat after me. Pineapples. Like when you see someone about to go left, pineapples.
Pineapples. Rob, let me ask you a personal question. So you have 3 children.
Well, Constance, that was not public information until just now, but
or 10 children. Okay, you have children. Are they adults or are they minors? Let me ask you before I ain't gonna put your business out there. Are they adults or minors?
What was that?
Are your children adults or minors? Is somebody texting you?
They're
is there more texts you got that's going on out there than going on this broadcast?
You know, Constance, since you started this broadcast, that red one has disheveled your hair. Your nose is red, and your lipstick is like a little smudged. So I'm just gonna let you say. Go ahead and ask your question, right?
Listen. So you have children?
Yes.
Are they adults or are they minors?
3 lovely, beautiful children.
Are they adults or are they minors?
They're all babies to me. One is an adult.
Okay. So is it
grown? She's grown. She's old enough to be called grown.
Okay. So is it important for you, if your children are over the age of 18, that your significant other gets along with them, or is it's a non-issue?
Obviously, I would like to have unity between my children and whomever it is that I have as a bride. Obviously, there's a conversation. I talk about my kids often. So the person that I would choose to be with would either have met my children, or they would have heard so much about them. When they did meet them, they would know the things that they like. They would know how to react to them. They would know how to respond to whatever persona they gave off, right? So unity is really, really important to me. So that is a conversation that I would have. And to date, I really haven't had that issue. If I were dating somebody and, they had to interact with my children, there's never been an issue. So when you have children in the house and you introduce them to the house and they're not there like all the time, it's a tough ride.
Somebody said it's not as important when the kids are 18. Do you think that? Do you believe that?
I think family is for life. So when you bring a wife or a husband into your world, I think it's important that, there is at least a relationship, a rapport. If not a relationship, at least a rapport.
There are levels. So because there's no, when they're over 18,
it's levels to this. It's levels.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the levels, Mike? Talk about the levels.
I would say, what level we on?
The levels is pretty much, let me say, for instance, I met her son. He was 16 when I met him. And he didn't know me from a can of paint. But I built that relationship with him.
Wait, stop there. Stop right there. You built that relationship. So you made the effort to build a relationship. Are you saying that Sugar is not making the effort?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that
You kind of sound like
coming
that's what
into
you
a
are saying.
situation,
That's what I thought.
not knowing her son, but I made myself available for him and to him.
But we had this discussion on Facebook before.
Okay.
It's different with a man than what it is with a woman. When that man comes and visits that woman, first of all, you're not going to come visit unless I think I really like you and I really want to be with you. When I was raising my son, I didn't bring different men around him. I actually was single for 7 years before I got into a relationship with Mike.
Wow.
So I wasn't bringing different men in. But then when me and Mike, we got close and we were feeling each other. So my son he was in the beginning, he was a little, Mike doesn't notice, he was a little shaky because it's only being me and him. When it's time to go travel, do things, it's me and my son. So now here comes this guy. He's funny. He's a barber. He likes him. He respects him from the top. But in situations where as though you have women that have younger kids at home, like let's say his kids age 7 and 9. You have a 7 and 9-year-old, right? And say this lady meets a man, and this man is like somebody she really wants to get to know. Let's say 6-8 months down the line goes, and they're dating each other, and it's time for her to meet him to meet the kids. Of course, he's going to gain rapport with those kids because those kids live there 24/7. His kids aren't here 24/7. They don't come every weekend. So I don't see them like he would see mine if I had younger kids and live with me. Unless he was a single dad and the kids live with him all the time. But it's a difference. I don't get to see him. When he came over to see me, my son is there all the time. So that's how he got an instant rapport. He's always going to be there. Mm-hmm. He started off calling him Turn because his last name is Turner. He calls him Pops now. And their relationship is very, very strong. He talks to Mike before he talks to me. It's things Mike knows I don't even know. And I'm his mother. So he confides in him. And I love that. But it's just a difference when the kid lives at home with the mother than when the kids come over once a month, every other month, or whatever.
But let me ask you something. Would it have been a problem when you were raising your son if you brought Mike into the situation and he didn't get along with your son? Would you still be with him today?
It depends on what the issue was. Now, if it was an issue is whereas I raised my son, he was disrespectful. You ain't my daddy and calling him out his name and, ready to fight him or threatening him. My son has to, you need to sit down, because I raised him wrong.
But here's the thing with that. A lot of times when you got your own kids, you don't see that disrespect the same way as somebody else might. So he might be doing that. Or he might do something on the level of disrespect that Mike finds disrespectful, but you think it's just normal because, we play like that. We just kidding. Mike finds it disrespectful and they just don't get along. Like, who would be the priority for you? Would Mike be a priority for you to just try to make it work? Or would you say, look, Negro, this is my son. And, it's his way or the highway. I mean, how would you do that?
Well, how old would my son be at this time?
Say he was 12 or 15.
I mean, being that I'm the only living parent he has, I would have to choose my son. I'm his only living parent. He has a deceased dad. I would have to fall in love again, find a new love, because I'm going to have to see him through to being 18 years old. At least he graduates and does his own thing. I have to finish giving him the tools he needs in order to be a man. So I have to put Mike on the back burner, and hopefully if he's still there, we can date later on. But if he's not, I understand. But I have to finish raising him. I can't put him before him.
Amen. I feel you on that. Ariane said, I used to go to the room when my stepkids came as well. It was a defense mechanism to protect myself. Turns out I didn't need protection. The kids just needed love and patience. They're waiting for someone to love them. They are little kids, not soldiers. That's maturity, though. I think that, as a parents, at the end of the day, I'm a huge advocate. I got kids. So I love, my love is so intense for my kids. I couldn't imagine having, and as a mom, Sugar, your love is so intense for your son. You can't imagine somebody coming in and not loving them the way that you love them. So I would, to me too. I fall in love again. I find another one because kids ain't going nowhere, But I totally get what you're saying. I think for you though, if you love this man, you're gonna have to give him the same benefit of at least trying. I know the baby mama, they're not gonna like you, F them. But as the adult, I say you're gonna have to take the extra step. And I know you don't want to, but you're gonna have to take that extra step to say, you know what, I'm the adult. And even if they're disrespectful, I still gotta go above and beyond as the adult. Because I'm not a kid. I'm not gonna play, I'm not gonna be on that level with you. I have to approach this as a woman. And I think at some point, if you just be consistent, then you'll see some change. But you gonna have to show love, because if you love that man, you're gonna have to, like, these kids ain't going nowhere. And I'll be damned if I'm getting married to a Negro and I gotta stay in my room for the next 30 years. Hell to the no.
I gotta gain patience. I have to gain patience because I lost a lot of patience because I haven't been a mother to young kids for decades, at least 2 decades. So I have to gain that patience, because if I see something that I don't like, I'm ready to go, and I can't do that. Yeah, I'm just ready to grab. Yeah, I can't grab. Yeah, I gotta get patience for that.
7 years.
Somebody asked Mike, do you feel any guilt with how the situation is with your kids and Sugar? Is there any guilt on your behalf? Hey, Justin Bieber.
Guilt as far as
Justin Bieber.
Hey, Jeff.
Guilt as far as what? I'm trying to understand
how the whole situation is going with Sugar not liking your kids. You like her son, but she doesn't like your kids. Is there any guilt around that for either Sugar or for your children? Is there guilt?
No, I'm gonna still be their father regardless. And I can't say she don't like my children. No, It's not that. She just don't have the patience.
I'm not around them a lot at all. We don't have enough time together. I don't see them a lot at all. So I'm thinking, before we had broken up about 2 years ago, I would go to Chuck E. Cheese and we would do things before the pandemic anyway. But 2 years ago, we would do things together. But after coming back together, and so much is going on with the outside in the pandemic, we can't go anywhere, to be honest with you. And I had a rapport with them before we broke up.
We recently moved back with each other in April when the pandemic hit.
Okay.
So in the job that we both do, as far as doing public transportation and being around people, I try to distance myself from my kids because I have to take coronavirus tests at least once a month. And I don't want to go around them.
Yeah.
And things of that such if I have the virus.
Yeah.
And contract it to my kid's mother or her mother, because her mother lives with her and she's older and things of that such. So it's just been different since the pandemic hit. But before the pandemic hit, they used to come over all the time. And when we had our house before the pandemic hit, they used to come over all the time. So it's just different now.
I want to give a shout out to Justin Bieber, who's watching the show tonight. He said it's hard to believe that he is the real Justin Bieber. So if you are the real Justin Bieber, why don't you go ahead and share this on your page, Jess?
Yeah, Justin Bieber. Share this thing out. Hey, but listen, one of the things that I will say, Mike, Sugar, it takes a lot of courage to even be in a situation where you're bringing in bonus children. And it's certainly, because I know both of your personalities and how you all are, I would think in my mind that this would be the perfect situation. And because you guys will expose them to so many things together as a team. But I do understand, outside parents can, negatively influence the situation, especially if they don't do things the way that you do things. But Mike, I would certainly make sure that, you continue to have the conversation. I would definitely advise you to get a strategy on how to deal with, things as they should happen. I definitely wouldn't shun my kids away because I love my babies and I couldn't imagine not being around them for anybody. Right. So I have every faith in you that you will do that.
Mike is the common denominator here, Rob, and the blame all goes back to you, Robert. This is all your fault. Mike is the common denominator, and so we need to get you into counseling because y'all are the problem here. The problem lies with Robert Antonin and Michael Turner. That's what it all comes down to.
Look,
Where did you get that from, Constance Carter?
I done sat out here and told my personal information and even admitted it's things that I have to work on, that I want to work on to save my relationship. So
I don't think it's
I'm not
anything you
doing
have to work
anything
on,
wrong
Michael.
here. Nobody is perfect in no type of way at all. It's all a work in progress.
Yeah.
That's
No,
all
that's
I'm
real.
saying.
No, it's real, and you know, I'm making light of it, Mike, but it is real. But at the end of the day, you know, we're all grown. And are you 40 yet, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, you're 40 plus. So I think adult conversations need to be had.
Constance, ho.
Listen, boo, hold on, baby.
Man, his age, you don't ask how many kids they got. You don't take another sip of wine. Michael, you keep doing what you're doing. Okay, I believe that this is a man's world. That's what I believe. Okay, Plymouth, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. You understand? I don't want you to be bamboozled by anything that this young lady is saying. You have what it takes to be the strong black man that you are.
No, listen, I'm not trying to beat you up, Mike. Seriously. I know that you are a good dude. I know that you are absolutely an excellent father. I know that you're a great barber. I know that Robert always has wonderful things, never anything negative to say about you. At the end of the day, though, the most important people in this situation are the kids. And so as the adult in the situation, you, my friend, are going to have to be the one that steps up and says, okay, you're going to have to set the boundaries, but you're going to have a real conversation with Sugar. You have to have a real conversation with your baby mamas. And you have to have a real conversation with your children to set the foundation and set the standard. And it might not be one time. One conversation ain't going to do it. My good friend, Robert Antonin, if you know him, he teaches leadership. But one of the things he says that I repeat all the time, he says, you got to say it, you got to repeat it, and you got to say it again. You got to say it, you got to repeat it, and you got to say it again. So you don't just say it one time and think it's going to stick. You're going to have to say it over and over and over again and continue to have those conversations, continue to sit down and talk to those kids, continue to talk to the baby mama, continue to talk to Sugar so that it could happen. It can happen. You're just going to have to be consistent. So you can't give up because those kids are too important. Your relationship with Sugar is too important. You know what I mean? But sir, you are the common denominator here.
I say again, don't you be discouraged by this pork and this swine. Continue to eat the pork and wine.
What did he say? Pork and wine? What did he say? Did you say pork and wine, Robert?
I said pork and swine. I think it's something real funny. I don't eat pork, Michael, but I do eat bacon.
Is that the same thing? Please. Negro, please.
Well, listen, Constance, I have had a great time hanging out with you.
Ooh, me too.
Friends, Mike T and Sugar.
Mike, we weren't trying to beat you up at all, but at the end of the day,
I felt like I was beat up.
No, you got really precious, baby.
So,
no, it's not. But it's not even about you, sir.
I'm just playing.
It's not about you, sir. It's not, sweetie. It's really not about you. It really is about those babies because you want them to be happy. You want them to be healthy. I have kids, and I have a situation. But my number one goal is to make sure those kids feel safe. They feel loved. They feel supported. They feel everything. That they don't lack for anything. So I'll do whatever I got to do to make sure that they feel good about life because their future is at stake. And so I will sacrifice everything for my children. And fathers, you got to be willing to do the exact same thing. You got to be willing to sacrifice anything. That doesn't mean giving up your woman, but that means setting those boundaries and setting those expectations and just being an adult in the situation and just kind of calming the situation. You're going to have to figure it out. You can't take the easy way out. You can't hide. You can't go and say, you can't not deal with it. You got to deal with it because those babies' lives and their future depends on it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Rob, what say you, sir?
No, I think you've been preaching long enough, Constance, and I think you beat my boy up, and we're gonna have to have a
listen.
I don't appreciate you doing it at all.
Kind, you is smart. You is important.
See, that's that Okay.
Thank you.
Listen, Michael, I have every confidence that you're going to make this work. And Sugar, I am sure that you are going to be a willing partner in the mate. You're going to have that uncomfortable conversation and come to some level of agreement as to how this is going to work. I agree with you totally, Michael. And Rob, you sure you're not? Constance, just because you drinking don't mean that I'm drinking. I will let you know, woman, that I will not.
It wasn't me, Robert. It wasn't me.
Anything other than
it wasn't me. It wasn't me, homie. It wasn't me. I'm just saying. Okay. Somebody said we love Constant, and you know what? I'm gonna be constant.
Constant. Yeah, Constant.
I'm gonna be Constance.
Constant.
I'm gonna be Constant. Okay. And they love me, Robert.
They love you because you're drinking. Constant.
We love Constant.
I love your back, baby. I love your back, Spook.
Constant.
Constant. Because I am constantly right.
Constantly.
Constantly.
Constantly. Make love to you constantly.
Constantly. Yes. But no, this was such a fun conversation. You guys are an awesome couple. I wish you guys longevity. I hope you guys stay together forever. I think you guys are absolutely phenomenal. Rob got that Scorpio. I hope you guys stay together.
Send us our prayers. You know what I'm saying?
No, Rob is definitely gonna pray for you if you ain't been drinking. But look at do but no, I think you guys are phenomenal. I really it just takes a little bit of effort, and I think all relationships you have to be intentional about everything. You can't take those things for granted. I'm sure there's layers to your relationship, you know, on both ends for both Sugar and Mike. But when it comes to kids, for me, like that's kind of like an uncompromising thing. You got to figure it out for those children. 7 and 8, Mike. You know, they're again, like I said,
7 and 9.
7 and 9, their future depends on it. So you're gonna have to take that step to do whatever you got to do, sweetheart, to make sure that it's cool. Robert.
Yes.
Robert.
Yes.
What are the text messages saying?
Huh?
What are the text messages saying?
Thank you.
That y'all are off the chain. This is good. So all the brothers at the barbershop are definitely pulling for you, Michael. They will have conversation with you later after this. And
the brothers at the barbershop.
I think you guys have such great personalities. Seriously, you guys are an awesome
couple.
Thank you
so much. Thank
Seriously.
you so much.
Yeah.
My phone ain't going off, Rob.
Huh?
I said my phone ain't going off.
That's a one-on-one conversation, Big Mike.
I got you.
So anyway, let me just say this for each and every one of you. Huh?
I heard Mike is the world's greatest barber.
I used to be.
Do your head like this. Now do your head like this so we can see. We can see what's going on down there. Oh, I'm seasick. Uh-oh. You did that, Rob.
No, that was Mike T. That's all Mike T. Yeah, that's all Mike T.
Nah, he got good hair.
Yeah.
Oh, he got good hair.
I got good hair.
He got Puerto Rican in his family.
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
Yeah.
Conversation, but I think it's a conversation that needs to be had with so many people, and that's why this was so poignant. You know what we like to do? Yeah, thanks, Sugar and Mike. What we like to do, Rob and I, when we come on every Tuesday and Thursday, we like to just talk about things that are affecting our community. You know, for us, it's a holistic experience. We want to talk about, you know, your finances. We want to talk about your health. We want to talk about your wealth, and we want to talk about your relationships, because Black love is an intricate part of our holistic experience on this earth. How do we build a community? You know, there's a great African proverb, which is one of my favorites. I said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you got to go together. And we need each other to survive. And so this Black love, man, this is everything. But we got to work that thing out. We got to figure out what we need to do so that we can go far together. And it's an intentional act. It's not something that you could take for granted. It's not something that you could just do. You're going to have to be intentional, Mike. You're going to have to be intentional, Sugar, about how you're going to move forward in your relationship. Real shit, real talk. But Robert and I, we love to have these conversations, and we absolutely love you. So the next time I'm in the DMV, we're going to definitely hang out, because it'll be definitely a fun conversation, fun hanging out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Rob, you gonna take me out, go hang out with you and Mike?
I ain't taking your ass nowhere. You done talk bad about my friend. You talk bad about me. You better Uber. You better Uber. You better call
Thank you
Listen.
Tyrone.
guys so much for having
I'm
us.
gonna Uber to see y'all.
You said, "Good. We'll pick
I'm
you
gonna
up."
Uber. Y'all, you just give me your address and I'm gonna Uber. F
Okay.
Robert
Hey,
Anthony.
the next time y'all have this going on, why don't we talk about something real steamy, like pretty much the deeper part of relationships. When it's a time to walk away and it's time to stay.
We talked
Or
about that.
work it out.
Did we talk about that, Rob?
I don't think y'all ready for that conversation. But yeah, we
Oh,
had
it gets deep.
we asked the question, Michael, is love
Because so
enough?
many people willing to walk away, but nobody's willing to stay. Just honestly.
That's deep.
That sounds like an R&B love song, Mike.
It's good to know that you're willing to stay and stick it
Well,
out. I mean,
the thing about it is, the younger Mike wouldn't have did it.
the
older
season.
Mike, the older Mike.
Mhm.
Look, man, I look at life and the world differently.
Mhm.
And even when me and her walked away from each other, it was only temporary, and I wasn't too far. We wound up getting back with each other like magnets.
Oh,
I
like
dated, she dated.
Magnums or magnets? What was that?
Both.
Robert, you are getting kicked off the prayer group. You understand? Right now,
Kicked off the prayer group, no.
right now, is getting you kicked off the prayer line. I just want to make sure you understand, sir.
Oh man.
No, that's just a hot topic, that pretty much get people riled up and people have different opinions and things of that such.
I don't know if you guys had the topic yet of what does it mean when a man leads? What does it take for a man
Rob,
to
man,
lead?
you talked about that before personally.
We ain't never had that conversation, Mike.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, that's what I really would love to talk about. What
You
does
are
it take?
listen, sugar. You about to step on some real toes right now, homie.
Look,
Mike, let me ask you a question.
We could think about topic for days.
Mike, let me ask you a question. Would you consider yourself an alpha male or a beta male?
I would consider myself
Alpha male is somebody that takes the lead and is like dominant. Beta male is
I'm between both because I know how to fall back too. I'm not just the alpha male. We're gonna do this and you're gonna do what I say. No, I know how to fall back. Sometimes I might say something to her, and but the thing about her, she's an alpha woman, and she's used to being her own alpha woman for being single for 7 years. So it's hard for me to come in, beating on my chest and say, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. I'm not a planner one. And just because I don't plan don't make me an alpha male.
all he needs to do is listen. He doesn't listen.
Good point.
I send you little things, and I give you all types of, what's the word I'm looking for?
She right.
He doesn't listen.
She right.
But at least
I don't
Robert, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I just need you to listen.
Rob, Rob will die with his ego. With his
I got a hell of an ego too.
Before he admits that he doesn't listen. So for you to say that he doesn't listen, and for Mike to admit that he doesn't listen is a whole thing for Robert, because
He admitting it right now.
I'm learning now that I don't. But at the same time, I got a hell of an ego with me too.
But also, no man.
And most men don't listen for real.
No man is supposed to go back and forth with a woman. No man goes back and forth with a woman.
Well, if you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong.
You never
wait, so what? So what he's supposed to do? Is he supposed to just listen, or is he supposed to say, this is what it is, and this is how it is, and that's it? How's that supposed to happen?
After he says what he says, and I say what I say, that should be it. He keeps going. I stop. I'm just quiet, and he keeps going. And I'm quiet. He keeps going.
Because you got your point across, and now it's time for me to get my point across.
You got yours, and I got mine. We both had a turn, and then he keeps going.
But see, she'll cut me off all the time when we had the conversation.
Nope.
And I say, well, damn, I get my point across.
But
let
then
me talk.
when you do, he still keeps going.
Scruncho, Anthony Scruncho said, you sound crazy as F. Sugar.
I do?
Yeah, that's what Anthony Scruncho said.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry to hear.
I can never get my point fully across before she cut me off, and she gets her point across, and it's never nothing settled and she said, well, you don't listen. And I said, well, damn, you want me to sit back and literally just listen to everything
I
you say.
say what I say,
And I
you
can't
say
say
what you
anything
say,
at all.
it's over. But he wants to keep it going. And then that's when I go
But it's
off.
keeping it going. If I get my point across, and
But
she's already got
we
hers.
both had our points across.
No.
He's doing it right now. He said it 3
Y'all
times.
see it?
He said it 3 times.
This is
Let me tell you something, Constance.
Yes.
Listen, Constance. When I'm talking, you be quiet. We both can't talk at the same time. So when I'm talking, you be quiet.
Listen.
Then when you talking, I'm gonna be quiet.
Y'all seen what's
Got it-
love
got
got
it
to do
work.
with it?
yeah,
Yeah,
we,
I turned it
yeah. When Ike was beating her ass, 'cause- yeah, is that what y'all about
And
doing?
That was Ike Turner. I'm Mike Turner.
And that was a movie.
You trying to help Mike?
I would be locked
You
up.
trying to help Mike? I ain't the one need help. You need some help.
Might as well get my cell ready, honey. Get my cell ready.
She said get herself ready because
Might
she
as well
wants
get
to
my
jail.
cell ready.
Robert,
Hey,
she's
she
going
off
to
the chain.
jail.
She scares me sometimes, and I'm like, damn, I ain't scared of too much in life. But I'm like, damn.
I'm
This
always
man right here,
disappointed.
Scruncho, I'm whooping his ass. Scruncho, no mother.
Wow, he said you can never talk to a woman, talk to one. Well, you must be talking to her. She must be deaf. She must be deaf.
I am whooping. You know what, Scruncho, with your misogynistic ass, okay?
Hey,
2 paragraphs.
I am almost certain that Scruncho don't got a woman.
so about 5. What?
I'm 5'4".
She's 5'4". I'm 6'3", and she
Oh.
scares me sometimes. I'm like, dude,
I don't scare you.
she's crazy. She's crazy. I'm serious. She's fucking crazy.
Yeah, as long as you know that.
But she know I'm crazy as hell too.
Nah, you'll never match me. Trust me.
No, I ain't crazy enough where I'm gonna go to jail for some dumb shit. But she's willing to go to jail.
No, I'm not. Not for no man. There's too many of them out here.
Oh, they come a dime a dozen.
What you not gonna do, what you not gonna do. Damn it.
Look,
Ooh, y'all don't fight tonight.
They come a listen. What Sugar said is they come a dime a dozen. Okay.
Listen,
And trust me, I'm a high commodity. It's just me. If you can take care of my mouth, I'm good. I come alone. I got a good job. Make up this 7 figures. Here I am.
7 figures. Hold up. What's 7 figures, y'all?
That's $1 million.
That's $1 million.
You make $1 million?
I probably have.
I ain't seen it. God damn, you been holding out.
Yeah.
7 figures.
He's a
You
millionaire.
don't never let your right hand know what your left hand's doing ever.
So I'm living with a millionaire. Dang.
Mike, you better keep her. Mike,
Well,
you better
I
shut.
know
Mike, you better zip. Mike, you better zip them lips and fall in line,
He
homie.
ain't doing it.
Hold up.
Mike,
I didn't know I was dealing with a millionaire.
Well, now that changes the game because I'm a millionaire.
It
Mike,
don't matter.
you better
Because money
zip
don't buy me love at all. But I'm a 6-figure man. I can definitely tell you that.
Oh, hello. It's not a
You know
game.
what I'm saying? So pretty much I'm stacked with that.
No, let me be honest. I'm a 6-figure woman too. I
Listen,
just threw that extra figure in. But
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the comments made by Sugar and Mike T are just pretend. We do not want them to get robbed for saying that they are 6-figure earners. They actually live in the city, work around people who don't have 6 figures. So this is not real.
So hold up. What's the definition of what's 6 figures?
Yeah, I thought y'all was from the streets.
Scruncho, you over there talking all that ish on here. If you want to be a part of this conversation, I want to bring you on because you know what? You got a whole lot to say, and I want to light your ass up. So if you want to be on this show, let me know. I'll send you the link. Because you over there talking major in the comments.
I'm gonna need me another glass of this.
Look,
Ariana said, I feel like I'm having deja vu. Y'all out here clowning. Black Tony said $1 million, he can't even count that high. So Scruncho, hit me up if you ready. Are you ready, Scruncho? Wait, where's he? Which page are you on? You on the Fly New Be Queen page?
No, he's on Facebook.
But is he on the Fly New Be Queen Facebook or which Facebook you on? Because you know what? Listen, I want you to get on here and I want you to talk that ish that you over there talking. Let's do this because you know what?
You said Ron Smith from water to a red cup. You ain't slick, nigga.
This is water. This is water.
Where you at, Scruncho? It's so many damn comments on here. Where you at, Scruncho? Because I listen. Where he at? Because he's on Facebook. Send him. Hey, do me a favor, Charles. Do me a favor. Find Scruncho. Send him the link because I need him to get on here because he is talking major. I don't like what he said, but I think
I feel like we need to pray real quick before we bring Scruncho on.
No.
He say the wrong thing.
No, we talking to some heathens tonight.
Okay.
We talking. Hey, sugar. Let's go ahead and toast.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Boom. So let's go back to what you're talking about, sugar. When a man knows how to lead, because I think that the problem is it goes back to the men not knowing how to lead.
Yeah.
What do you think, Robert? What do you think?
Ask the question again. You said
back to the men not knowing how to think. Lead. It goes back to the men not knowing how to lead.
I think that for the most part, men have an idea. Sometimes we don't listen when we should, but I'm not sure how to address men that don't know how to lead. I can't relate.
Are you an alpha male, Rob?
Absolutely. Watch the hands.
So what does that mean? What does that mean, Robert? You being an alpha male, what does that mean?
So I'm normally calm. I really don't say a lot. Constant. I usually keep to myself, and I'll let the young lady lead. And but when I do get here, it's a problem. Robert Antoine, you actually let somebody lead. So I usually set the tone from the beginning. I kind of give my disclaimer that I'm light skinned and sensitive. Hashtag crazy. I'm very, very affectionate. I try to be loving. I'm very understanding. I like to talk, but there are some times that I don't feel like talking. There's sometimes I don't feel like being bothered. So I give the full disclosure up front, right?
That's not leading.
No, that's you being single.
Yeah, that's not leading.
Well, what this is the question?
No, that's me giving the disclaimer up front, Michael, so that when we get into the relationship, he understands what it is.
Give disclaimers when we meet somebody up front.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What is the definition of a man leading in a relationship or a marriage?
Good question.
I need a definition.
I think
that but if you can't follow it up with no action, then it means absolutely nothing. No.
So
Scruncho. Charles sent you a link in your DM. So if you want to get on, go ahead and click that link in the DMs.
Scruncho ass ain't come on this damn screen.
Yeah, he don't want this smoke. He don't want this smoke.
Yeah.
Do alpha males receive?
So what does that look like for you, Robert?
I don't know, because I don't think you're gonna let me answer, and I don't want to get the hand clap going, because when we do that,
No, go ahead.
Don't tell me Constance like
go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. I can't wait. I can't wait to have dinner. I can't wait to have dinner. Now, what do you got?
Have dinner?
Oh yeah, I'm making a trip to DC just to have dinner with Mike and Chris.
Ain't no Red Lobster.
This nigga
with the biscuits. I'm here for the biscuits,
we gonna get them biscuits.
Go in the corral.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
right.
I mean, you doing all that? You talking all that ish? What that mean to you?
Oh, I mean every word that I'm saying. I am very sincere. I mean, it might sound like I'm joking, but when the hands get to clapping, it's a problem. And I very rarely get to that point. But leadership for me in a relationship, Sugar, is a man being able to clearly express himself, right? In addition to being able to express himself, being able to listen to what you're saying, and not only listen, be able to put action words to those things that he hears. And I think that there needs to be a healthy dialogue that continues to happen. I think that, as far as leading, doesn't necessarily mean I need to be the breadwinner in the household, but it means that I need to lead us in prayer. I think we need to lead us in the things that we're doing with our activities, like have a plan as to what's going to happen this weekend or what's going to be our goal this month. There needs to be short-term and long-term goals, and leading in that way should set the standard, or at least it will have a dialogue where she can say, well, no, I don't agree with this, or I'd like to add that. I think it's really all about the conversation and finding out what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, that sounds good. It sounds great.
I agree with that.
Is that how you really operate, Robert?
Are you still talking over there? Do your lipstick like this right here. Get it.
Well, I would agree with Rob.
Because if you come at me like that one more time,
it sounds good for a man to say, we're going to do this month, and we want to do it
I
like
would
this.
love it.
And do
I
it
would
like that.
love it.
But listen,
I would love it.
when you got strong-willed women like herself,
no,
she's going to say, well,
no,
I
no.
understand what you're saying, but I'm going to go ahead and tweak it around this way
No.
and do it that way. And I say, okay.
I plan everything we do.
Well, she's a planner with
No,
going
no.
out of town and stuff like that.
I plan everything in town and out of town. For once, I want to be told next Saturday, bags packed.
Oh,
Just pack them.
In the middle of a pandemic.
I don't care. Even when the pandemic is not going on, you ain't going to say pack no bags anyway. So I want to be told, pack your bags, even if it's a one-day trip. Something I know nothing about, something I didn't ask you to do. Just pack your bags. I'm going to shut up because guess what? This man is listening. He's thinking. He went and he planned something. I don't even care what it is. I got one question. Is it casual or should I just dress?
I got something.
That's my only question.
I got a cake baked real.
But Mike,
It's baked.
Mike isn't
It's
a
Duncan
planner.
Hines too.
I plan
February the
everything.
14th coming up real soon.
I hate Valentine's Day. So
Well, we'll do it on February the 12th, goddamn.
we gonna have
Use
to.
a single day.
We're gonna have to. But the thing is that when I sit down and I like to look online and look for different things to do, even in the midst of the pandemic. I sent Mike a link to this winery. One, I love wine. Two is a pandemic. It's a bubble. You're in a bubble. It's like 52 miles away. I think in like somewhere like near West Virginia or something like that.
Is it
And-
outside?
Yeah, but you're in a bubble. It's a heated bubble. So one of my girlfriends went. So I sent him the link. I said no caption. So one, when you click on that link, you see one, it's a winery. Whoa, my woman loves wine. Two, it's safe. It's a bubble. Three, it's heated because she's anemic. It's 50 something miles away. Let me see if I can book a hotel near there. That's what I'm looking for my man to do. Okay? But I'm not driving that.
That doesn't sound unreasonable, Mike.
But he
Well,
don't
I didn't say
he
it was
does-
unreasonable.
he
She just sent me the link.
no, I said
Let me work on it.
a month ago.
We get it in the
Well, let me
I
ask
like
you this,
that. I gotta save this up.
But the thing is that even though he's not getting money like that, I will help him pay for it. Oh mine.
But
I'm not
she
selfish.
don't know.
Because she
what
make
I'm doing.
because she make $1 million, Mike. So I
She
mean,
makes 7 figures.
he makes 7 figures, Mike.
But the
So if
thing
you
is
need
that
help, she can help you with that, Mike. I mean,
Hey, Constance. And look, everybody that's out here, I got this. If she want me to plan things more, even if it's once a
I've
month.
been begging for planning for 7 years.
Yes. Well, we do everything.
Because I planned
We've
it.
been out the country. We've been
I
everywhere.
planned it. I go from
well, let me ask you this, Sugar. Let me ask you this. What are some good qualities that Mike has? Because you might
That's
get a
what
man
I
that
asked.
does all that stuff, but has a
Uh-huh.
bunch of other things that they do wrong. So, like,
Here's
you
what I don't do.
might get a nigga that plans, but some other shit that pop off that he's not good at. Maybe he's a cheater. Maybe he is not attentive to you at all. Maybe he don't want to touch you.
Be
You know, there
honest
might
and tell her what you said.
no, I can be honest.
You said you'd rather deal with a dude that cheat on you.
No, I didn't tell you that. Let me get this straight.
Okay.
I'm gonna get into that too. Now, Mike is very affectionate.
Okay.
He's very touchy-feely.
That's not.
I'm not affectionate as Mike is.
You
but
can be the bum and
He's-
be touchy feely on you.
He won't let me talk. This is what I go through.
Okay, go ahead.
She asked me a question. I want to answer the lady.
Go ahead, baby.
He's very affectionate. And when it comes to, how you feeling? Are you okay? How are you doing? He will ask those things. He'll ask me, do you need anything? But I'm always going to be the person to say no, because I really don't. And I really don't ask Mike for anything either. So that's one of the reasons why I think I should get everything, because I don't ask for anything.
Oh.
I see a nice bag, boom, it's mine. I got it. I pay for it. All you see is the boxes coming in. You see boxes.
Let me ask you
coming in.
something though. So what's your sexual relationship like? Are you guys pretty active?
No.
Why?
Because the thing is that I want Mike to work as hard with me, pleasing me, making me happy, making me feel like I'm somebody, as hard as he would work with a new chick. You know, when men meet a new chick and they work real hard to get what they want. Yeah. I want you to put that into me. Put that into the 7 years that we have. Or do you want to start all over and try to gain some things over there with her. So when you show me that I'm worth it, and you
Yeah.
show me that, you know, I'm special.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It doesn't even have to be. You don't have to spend any money. I have tons of candles. I have like maybe about 50 candles in this house. Light them candles. Go do Uber Eats. I want to come home, light the house up. Let's eat. Rub my feet. Everything is just the music. The music just set the mood.
Rub your back.
Just don't wait for me to get out the shower. You all right? You
No,
feeling
I say-
you feeling kind of freaky? No, I'm not. I don't feel
no.
special.
No, I always say, let me rub your back. Let me do all this.
That's
you say,
after I
I
done
don't want to
cooked
be
dinner.
rubbed like a glove.
I done came home, cooked and everything. I
You
want
don't
to come
cook
home
every day.
I cook more than enough.
Right.
When I come home, I would like to see some candles lit, some dinner. All I gotta do is take a shower, and he's sitting down with me eating dinner. And all I have to do is he'll take that, I have my shower, he does the dishes or whatever, and we can go have a glass of wine, and we have 3 fireplaces in here, and we can lay and listen to music. He doesn't know how to set the mood with me. You gotta set the mood with me.
Oh, so he just comes in. Let's do it. And
I
let's
come
get
home from work, we eat. Whether I cook or not, we eat. I take a shower. Whether I cook or not, we eat.
Hold up. Don't say like you come home from work like I'm sitting in the house.
No, he works too. But if you get off before me and I come home from work and I come home and we cook, we eat or whatever, I take a shower. You feeling kind of freaky? No,
No,
I'm not.
Say it like
Yes,
that.
you do.
No,
Yeah, how you feeling? That doesn't work for me.
Hey,
You have to.
hey, Mike, listen.
I don't say it like
Yes,
that.
you
I
do.
have-
My
if
body
you weren't-
responds to it. Just
So
Mike,
again, and this is another thing.
It's true.
I understand being wine and dine sometimes. That's fine, but it's sex all the time or intimacy all the time. You have to do the most to even get.
The most lighting some candles.
No. Not the. Listen, I understand if you have a romantic evening with somebody, and you know, what I'm saying you want to go ahead and do it big, or
That's not
just do it
big.
slight.
You can do it slight for me. I don't ask
But
for much.
every time you have sex, do you have to do it?
No,
As though you
No,
just in the
but
mood
I
shit
need
about
to
it.
know that you're thinking of me, that you thought enough to have dinner ready, the house smelling good when I get home, and that you want me comfortable. That's what I need. I don't need a Louis Vuitton bag because you're not going to buy it, but I don't need it. I would love to have one from you, but I'm not going to get it unless I get it, or you give me half or somebody on it. But that ain't even the point. Something small is lighting some candles. Uber Eats, heat the food up. Let me shower. Let's bond.
We do
so,
that.
so,
all the
so,
time.
so here's what I'm hearing, Michael. Here's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Sugar has given you the roadmap on how to set the mood. She's giving you
Been there
the
and done
breadcrumbs.
it.
She's giving you the breadcrumbs on how to set the tone in a way that she can respond to, right? Because the one thing that you need to understand is if she's giving you the directions, right? Here's one of the things that I love. Do you have an IKEA relationship or do you have a bicycle relationship? Let me break that down and unpack it for you, like my good friend Tommy Jones would say. IKEA, you can just look at the figures and kind of figure it out. You know, that's year 15 and 16 and 20. Like you already know. It's like, you know, predestined that you know what she likes. But when you're fixing a bicycle, you got to get all the parts out, and it tells you step by step by step on. If you want to get this right here, you need to do all of these things. So Sugar has laid out for you every single thing that you need to do in order to get her to respond in a way that will work for you. So now you got the roadmap, you got the instructions, you got the directions on how to get to the place that you want to be. So it's up to you, my brother, to make sure that you put those things in action and prove her herewith to see if she will do the things that she says she will do if you lead in the way that she's asking you to. And if you don't know of some destinations, I can help you out with Orbitz, Airbnb. I can have you a rock star vacation, a getaway, a one-day getaway for under $300.
And
I will
help
cash
pay
out you $250. Help get it going.
I like that.
But I know for sure, Mike, here's the one thing I will say to you, Sugar. I know for sure that Mike wants this thing to work. I know that he loves you like crazy. And above all things, he's one of the best cats I've ever known. Like you said, he is very, very affectionate. And I know he wants this thing to work. So I think you need to cut him just a little bit of slack, because I know he should at least, you know how in school they give you an A for effort? Michael, we got to get a better line. Are you feeling freaky tonight? Right.
That's not what I say.
On All I Love, that's what he says.
No,
And he thinks, and then when I say, well,
no,
Mike,
I don't say.
I want to respond to you, but you got to show me that I'm special.
I kiss on her and stuff like that. I don't just say, "You want to do something tonight?" No, that ain't that.
Mike,
me
but
at all.
what have you done to make me feel special? I want to feel special. If I was a new chick, you would break your back to make sure she.
That's what I was going to ask. What did you do in the beginning?
He did. Trust me. Let me say this with all due respect. He didn't put a lot of work in to get me, but after 7 years, and I know what I'm used to, and I'm telling him for years, I need certain things, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. If it's about, if you plan a trip, I'll help you pay for that trip, and we go 50-50 on things like that. So it doesn't matter. I just need you to sit down and plan. Stop sitting on YouTube and look at videos with crickets or whatever you're looking at, and just try to do something for me. It doesn't mean once a year, I'm good. Not even once a month, once a year. Because I've been planning everything for 7 years. When we went out the country, when we're in the city, staycations, I plan everything. He helps pay for it. But I plan everything.
So if she's not giving you what you want, Michael, how come you're not giving her what she wants? How come you're not giving her what she wants so that she can give you what you want?
Honestly, I thought I was.
No, he told me the other night, he believes that once I show him something, he'll show me something. But he's supposed to lead. I want to believe that the man leads. And if he is a decent woman, she will follow behind him. And everything will be good. They'll take care of each other. But
so when you'll get to a point where as though whatever you're doing is not good enough. You're only as good as your last thing you did.
But what if you're not doing anything at all?
Michael, surely I know, Sugar. So let me say this. I know that he's got to be doing something because Mike is a very thoughtful person. Yeah, I mean, the place where you guys are, I mean, it looks beautiful, Michael. Now I know you didn't design that room.
No, this is her room.
Yeah, this is my little room. This is my
I love it.
Thank you.
It's amazing. I love it.
This comment right here, I think it really speaks to it. It says, okay, the expectations from the gate wasn't set. Like she said, he didn't work hard to get her.
Yeah.
Why didn't you make him earn and work for you? And I think that's what a lot of women do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, we'll like a man, we'll find him attractive and we'll settle for what he has. But then also it's like I tell me and my girlfriends, look, listen, this man wasn't washing the dishes for 20 years, and all of a sudden now you're mad because he's not washing the dishes. Well, you allowed him to get away 20 years without washing the dishes. How are you going to have the expectation when you didn't have the expectation all this time? So if the expectation wasn't set from the beginning, how can you expect him to change if it's not in him, Sugar?
The thing is that when I got with Mike, I didn't intend to be in a relationship with him at all.
Oh,
it was just a friendship. I was single for 7 years before I got with him. I wasn't looking for a man.
Okay.
And after we talked and spent time together, we grew on each other, and that's what it came to.
Yeah.
So that's why he wasn't able to work hard, because between communication and talking and spending a lot of time together, and we work together, we see each other all the time at work.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to work hard at all. So
Okay.
years, the time is going past now, and I know what I'm used to and what I like. So you know what I'm used to and I like. You know me, and you tell me none of these men know you like I know you. Well, if you know me so well, handle your business.
Well, I think.
Hey, Mike, listen. I got a room over here, Mike. You come stay with me, man. Because
I think that over time,
we just work on this thing together.
Like
We'll
I
put
said,
some strategies together.
Bye.
Come hang with me for a little while.
Hold up. When we first met, I was getting out of a marriage, and I, got my own place, and within 6 months to 8 months, she was living in my place with me.
Because I was spending all my time there paying over $1,000 of rent at my place. So I might as well come in there with you and save money. And then we went and rented a house together.
Yeah, we got a house.
Like within 9 months.
And we
But do you
got
think,
bigger.
But do you think this comment is true, Sugar, that you just fell in love with his potential?
I think I fell in love with his personality, who he was as a person, not thinking about the long run.
So, but that's on you, because you fell in love with him and he didn't do any of that stuff before. So how can you expect that this is him, that if that's not who he is? You fell in love with who he was. So I think also relationships are about who's the strongest at what. If you're the strongest at planning the vacations, then why don't you plan a vacation and just have a good time and don't get mad at him because he didn't plan a vacation, because that's not his strong suit. Why would you get mad at him if that's not something that he's ever led with?
but you are expecting him to do that.
Well, the
That's
thing is, I don't mind planning the vacations. I'm okay with planning the getaways and vacations. I just want every once in a while for you to do something. I don't know what it can be to make me feel special, to make me feel like I'm even wanted, other than when I get in and have a shower. You want me to rub you down? No. Let me know that you're thinking about me while you're at work enough to, I don't know, send me an arrangement at my house.
Send a nice text every now and then. Just a text and say, hey, I'm thinking about
it. All day, memes.
We talk all day.
Yeah,
you don't see memes as much. You used to, but we talk all day. It's like no distance. We don't get a chance to miss each other either.
Okay.
We're always around each other. We don't get a chance to miss each other. I want to do a girls trip with my sister-in-law and other girls. He doesn't trust it.
What do you mean?
Mike, I want you to come to I'm doing this men's retreat over here at 1221. Come through. Hang with me for about a week.
Nothing, man.
Huh?
I'm down for that though, Rob. I'm down for that.
My man.
At 1221, really, Rob?
Tonight?
No, not tonight.
Oh, she trying to put him out the house. But Dual said, have you shared your love language with him? Have you done the love language test?
We have heard about it, but we've never done it.
Try it. You should try it.
You can certainly try that out. Love languages will actually help both of you to understand and recognize what it is that you need in order to communicate and be at your relational best, right?
Yeah.
Some people are good with they need acts of service, like I need you to do these things for me. Some other people need what's another one, Constance? Words of affirmation. You love me, you love me, you love me, you love me, you love me. Like some people need that. But once you find out what your love language is, it will allow Michael to be able to best respond and treat you. And conversely, there's some things that Michael clearly needs in a relationship as well. And I haven't heard you articulate those things too, Mike, because I hear what it is that Sugar is needing, but I know that you have needs as well, because two opposites, they say will attract, but
did we lose him?
You to thrive at an optimal level in this relationship, because we've allowed the women and the queens to give their dissertations on what we need to do. Well, what do you need, my brother?
Listen, I'm doing a retreat, a real retreat, not a 12.
I didn't ask you what you're doing, right? Constance Carter, we asking Michael Turner, what is it that he needs?
I'm doing a real retreat. Listen, Sugar, Michael.
In all honesty, you can buy me anything in the world, but at the end of the day, I just need somebody to love and depend on. I make my own money. You know, I drive the bus. I work for WMATA. I cut my hair. You know, I've been all the way at the top with cutting hair, making all this type of money, and now I just do it barely. And I still make ends meet. I don't make a lot of money like I used to, but I just need love. At the end of the day, I want somebody to love and I want somebody to trust. Mm-hmm. That's it. I don't need the finer things in life. I just need somebody to love, that I can depend on, that's going to take care of me, that I can trust. That's it. That's all I need.
I love that, because
that's it.
I love that, because at the end of the day, Sugar, he also has needs. And so you have to be, as the woman, intentional about what it is that your man needs, as he has to be intentional about what you need. And so it sounds like both of you are talking about what you need, but neither one of you are giving each other what each other needs. So I don't think Mike is the culprit here and not taking care of you. And I don't think you're the culprit of not taking care of him. I think you guys really need to really listen to what each other's needs are and really be intentional about acting on them. Because I think you guys are so caught up in what I need, but you're not concerned about what he needs, what she needs. And so once you do that, I think it'll make a difference in your relationship. What do you say, Rob?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And we had a conversation the other day, and I'm trying to be more intensive with what she says and trying to be there and realize what she needs, and I'm working on it, and I'm just, I want the best out of her. Yeah. Because if the best out of her, I'll bring the best out of me. The more she do and the better she treat me, I treat her like the fucking world.
But somebody has to take the first step.
I took the first step today.
But you know what? I heard a pastor say this. He said, as a man, you are the leader of the household. And if you just your role and do what you're supposed to be doing as a man, then the woman doesn't have a choice but to
Yes.
fall in line. And so the
Yes.
responsibility, and I'm not beating up on you, Mike, but the responsibility lies on you to take the initiative because you are the head of that house. Now she's the head of the house, then it's on her. But if you are the head of that house, then you have to take the initiative, and she has to fall in line. And she doesn't fall in line, then you just got to kick her to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
So
But it starts.
Exactly.
my next question is, when is it a point where as though if you're doing enough versus not doing none at all? Because
Okay.
we both work.
Uh-huh.
We both work. She works hard. I work hard.
Okay.
She has her blinged out thing she do. I got my cutting I do.
Right.
And the thing about it is, if we share things in a house, as far as what she said with 50-50, she said it feel like we roommates.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, pretty much. I ain't making no money like I used to. So I'm not
So
doing
Mike,
anything
let
at
me
all.
stop you. Let me stop you. Mike, money aside. Because money gets the things that get off track. So work on the core of what is being asked of you, right? So in order to get her to
Of course.
respond in the way that you wanted to respond, she gave you the blueprint, she gave you the roadmap on the things that you need to do. To Constance's point, because we are the men, we are the head of the household, and heavy is the head that wears the crown. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that, right? So you need to be intentional when you are in that role. Everything from planning. I know you say you're not a big planner, but you need to start putting in your day. Let me plan on doing something at least once a quarter. If not once a quarter, at least once a year. If not once a year, well, here's my plan to get us here
of course.
next year, right?
Of course.
So you want to
I
make
agree
sure
with
that
I agree
you
with
are verbalizing that you are thinking and you're moving in a direction that she is asked you to move. And if you have a plan, you need to share that plan, how we can pool our resources together, because both of y'all, what's better than one billionaire? Two, right? So
we put our
y'all
family
already.
together. We
Y'all,
each
she
put
already a
ours
millionaire, so now it's your turn, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah. We put our 7 figures together. We gonna
Real
rule the world anyway.
That's 14
It's
figures,
our
my
world.
My math is all the way off. My math
This is
is
it.
off. 7 plus 7, my nigga, is 14.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
I always said 2 incomes is better than 1, especially when you got 2 people bringing real money into the same household.
Yeah.
Because I hear about a lot of, you said you was looking at divorce court today or something like that. The man quit his job and he was just staying at home drinking all day.
With the wife. He said it's my
And
wife.
the woman was bringing home all the money. And I'm like, well,
he refuses to work. Ain't no way.
yeah, I'm like, we both make money. We both really are entrepreneurs and we know how to get money.
Right.
And everybody in Metro call us the power couple. Everybody just, but at the same time, what I really want ultimately is for us to get our stuff together so we can really be that power couple.
Yeah. That's dope. And
Now, wait, hold on. So I heard what you want, right? Now, if you know what you want, now you need to put steps in place in order to get you to where you need to be.
yeah.
Right?
Say less. Say less.
And
I'm on it. Say less.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to say less, but you need to write down if you have to, like, this is my one thing that I need to do every day. This is my affirmation. I mean, I can help you out with the candles, bro. Like, that's easy. And instead of being on the grill, there's Uber Eats. We can make sure we have a meal ready, right?
Yeah,
and if you need a daycation, it's about 15 wineries all around the Washington D.C. area. It's an hour drive. There's one called Barbersville in Virginia. You can go there. You can taste wine all day long, be in the bubble. They have cheese as well, and it's a beautiful ride. So these are things that you can already like quick breadcrumbs that you can pick up and start working toward. Baby, here's the things that I'm going to start doing. And you name all the things that you're going to do first and lead. And then you hit it with the ooh-ah move and say, okay, so here's some things that I need as well so that we can both be working towards the same goal together.
Yeah.
That's how you lead.
Yeah. That's an automatic turn on. When I see him taking the initiative and stepping up, oh, my man handling his business. Oh, that's sexy to me. I'm ready to jump on it myself when you handling your business. I'm ready.
And I think it's so dope, Mike, that this is what you want and this is what you desire, because there are so many men out there that don't know what they want, that are 50 years old and still trying to be players. They still trying to be out there. They still don't know exactly what they want. And you said, I have this woman here. I want to be everything for her. And I'm here and I'm vulnerable. You know, a lot of people said, you know, thank both of you for your vulnerability. So for you guys to be on here and you saying, Mike, listen, I want to please her. I want to be right by her. I want to be the man. I think that's a first start, but that's everything. You know, that says so much about you as a man in general. So you're gonna have to cut my brother some slack, Miss Sugar, because this is you gotta move, because you know what, you leave him and go to the next, you might get a Negro that will make a reservation, but he might have other women on the side. He might be into you. You know what I mean? So
I told him if it doesn't work, I'm done with relationships.
Constant.
I will travel alone.
Let's not even make those bold statements.
I don't want
Come
to
on.
That would be funny, but it's kind of. I told her this. I said, we break up. You meet another dude. You going through that honeymoon phase. He gonna spoil you.
I don't want him.
Listen.
I don't want him though.
And he makes you feel magical, but then another 3 months later, he's inconsistent, and you like, damn, what happened?
But I told Mike this. I meet another dude, and if he comes close, if I feel like he's getting too attached, he has to go. I don't want another relationship. I don't want to keep seeing you. Look, hey, when I want to be bothered, I'll call you. You may not even come to my house. No,
Sugar,
I don't.
Sugar. We all need companionship, lady.
Yeah, I have companionship, but I will not be in a relationship. I'll have multiple friends, just people you can go out with and talk to. Doesn't necessarily mean sex, but if I feel you're getting too close, you gotta go.
Okay.
So are you saying you do want to be in a relationship or you don't?
I want to maintain the relationship that I have, but I wanted to get stronger. I wanted to be better. The good thing about it is that we don't have any infidelity issues in between us.
That's beautiful.
One is never cheated on the other in a relationship at all.
That's half the battle right there.
That's one thing that we have not gone through at all. And that's a good thing. I do believe they can be fixed, but we have to work together to fix it. I do believe that. Yeah. But if you want to argue with me and I'm arguing with you, well, excuse me, fuck it, let it go. And that's how you feel, I'll let it go. I'll show you something. Let me let it go.
But you know what?
Or if I hear,
Dr. Sugar,
if we don't work, it's a man out here for me that's going to treat me the way I want to be treated.
You're not listening.
And do all this and that. And I'm like,
if we don't work, I don't want a man. I don't want to be bothered. If we don't work, I don't want to be bothered.
But Dr.
There's a man out here for me and I'm gonna love on him the way he want to be loved.
He's afraid that I might meet another man and treat him better than I treated him. That's what he's afraid of.
It's not afraid. I never told her if I meet another woman, I'm gonna give her love and all this and that. That's what you say.
No, you told me as soon as you meet another man, you're gonna give him everything I'm supposed to have. You told me that.
Yeah, of course.
See?
Because he made you feel some way temporarily.
But the thing is, I'm not looking for a man.
It's a temporary situation.
I want to make myself feel good. I have to make myself happy.
I said you will have sex with another man
when I want to.
Because it gave you good conversation.
No, when
made you feel good for that one night?
No, that's not true. When and if I want.
And you said, well, at least he went out the way to make me feel special for that one night.
Okay, well, wait a minute. I did say that.
That's not permanent.
Did say that.
It's not permanent.
But I'm not looking for permanent. After you is no permanent. I'm done with relationships. I want to be friends. I want to travel. I want to live. I have more years behind me than in front of me. I want to enjoy my life.
We all do.
You know what though? The Astro Buddha said it's easy. Why do we make it so hard? And that's across the board. That's what everybody like. It should be so easy, but our egos get in the way and we make this shit so hard by our own personalities getting in the way, fighting, talking about stuff that is just so irrelevant.
That's this one. No. You're worried about somebody else. Why are you worried about a man that I know 10 years ago? That man is moved on, has another woman, kids, happy and home. Why are we talking about him? That man is happy. He's not talking about us.
You've done the same thing before, too.
It's when?
You bring up my ex-wife.
Why do I bring up your ex-wife?
What you mean, why? Do you? I don't know why you do.
I'm going to keep that. I'm going to be quiet.
We don't have a relationship at all.
Yo, you don't have a relationship, but you used to have a relationship until I said something about it. You shouldn't be calling her, telling her how your feelings and whatever, how way you feel, whatever. Okay, well, how are you doing? You for no. That's not her job. She
That
got
was
a
in the begin-
job.
That was in the beginning of our
and
relationship,
she was fired.
and we weren't even in a relationship then.
We lived together.
You live with me,
We
yeah,
lived together.
and you just moved in,
It doesn't matter.
and we just broke up.
If you left her and she was fired, you should never go back and talk to her about me
But
at all.
That's old.
You don't talk. That's right.
That's like 7 years old.
You did it.
Okay, you're right.
Okay, well that's in the past.
Yeah.
Hey, Constance, you know my name. Like, why you bringing up old stuff? Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Hey, but for real, this is look, but for real, this is real shit right here. Me and her are really discussing real life
Relationship, right?
stuff. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who want to judge, it's all good. But at the same time, everybody go through similar things like this. For real.
Exactly. That's the thing about it. This is not, you are a reflection of so many relationships that are out there. And I think we get so caught up in the small things, in the ego, in the I'm right, in the you did. Well, you did it. Well, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes away from who we really are as people, who we really are in the relationship, and what actually brought us together in the first place.
Exactly.
What was the thing that brought you guys together in the first place? And when you go back to that, all that other shit is petty.
Yes.
Like, this was the last day. If you had like 10 days left in your life, would all that shit really matter?
No.
What?
And it's funny you say that, because when the new year came in, we did a live on Facebook. When the new year came in, and I said to him when we did our toast, I'm like, I want to come into this new year as a new. I don't want to talk about anything old. I want to move forward.
Yeah, that's good.
I just want to be focused and move forward. But then the argument starts. Somebody wants to go backwards, and I go backwards with him. I'm wrong for going backwards.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Like, you always live in the past.
I don't come in the house and say, you know what? What happened to
No.
7 years ago? I don't do
January
that.
19th, I had a male friend that I was friends with for about 15 years. He had a birthday, but that ain't nothing. My best friend for 30 years had a birthday January 19th. I was supposed to be hanging out with her. And he says to me, isn't such and such birthday today too? Why would you ask me about that man? We're not dealing with each other. You're asking me about a man that I don't even deal with. He knows it's his birthday, but I never mentioned that man's birthday. I said my best friend.
Mike, why you know this man's birthday? What's going on around here?
Because she told me her best friend and his birthday was on the same day.
Years ago.
And it just so happened that we broke up. She made contact with him on his birthday, my best friend's birthday.
Because I'm a single woman.
Oh.
And I said, happy birthday.
Let me tell you something.
And they wound up start dealing with each other and they fell in love.
No, we did not fall in love. No, that's not true.
Let me get on this comment right now.
I love anybody.
Huh?
I dealt with somebody.
Let me get on this comment with Sock, because I'm gonna whoop his
I
ass.
dealt with somebody. I didn't say I love him.
The guy named Sock said something.
He said, my lady constantly brings up my 8 ex-wives who I constantly talk to. I'm gonna whoop your ass, Sock. You don't think about it. Not now, but right now.
But I don't want to hear nothing about that.
I ain't gonna fall in love with nobody after you.
Can you prove me something?
Mike and Sugar, there are literally thousands of people watching right now. So I want you guys to make sure you guys are sharing. Make sure you guys like this page. This is because, listen, this is a typical relationship, and I think the core theme here is that these two love each other, and there's just so many small things that they have to work out just to make it work. But you have
nothing big. It ain't nothing.
you have to be, with all relationships, you have to be intentional about working that thing out. And if you really love that person, then all the little idiosyncrasies and all the little BS, because I think a lot of times that gets in the way of us seeing a person for who they really are. Like, Sugar, you are a good person. Mike, you are a good man. How come you guys can't see that out of all the little petty? But this is common across the board.
Yes,
you are people.
I agree.
Stupid stuff is getting in the way from you guys actually being able to really enjoy each other.
Yeah, let's move forward. Leave the past in the past. Those people are doing whatever they're doing.
You don't shut up.
I don't care what they're doing.
Yeah. Actually, my ex-wife, she's engaged right now. She's moving on with her life. So
Black Tonio, what you got to say about Rob? Because is it Rob's fault again? Is this what we're coming down to?
It's Rob's fault.
make me feel about that.
Ovine. I mean, Black Tonio. Is this Rob's fault?
Listen,
Rob, what say you, Rob?
I want to make sure that everybody watching understands. Yeah, I think you made a great point. Constant, that we have two beautiful people who are moving in a direction on different sides of the track. And they have clearly given each other the solution to each one of their problems. So they need to now listen after this. I wish they had a piece of paper so they can write these things down. They come up with the solutions to their relationship on live right now. And after this, we need to do a where are they now? 30 days from now.
Robert, Black Tonio said this is your fault.
Huh?
Black Tonio said this is your fault.
Okay, well, Black Tonio is entitled to have whatever opinion he likes.
And listen, Dual is constantly putting the love language link in the,
Yes, I saw that.
because you guys really honestly, going back to that, you need to take the love language quiz, because here's the thing.
I told you that, though.
You need to know what he likes. He needs to know what you like, but it's not just for informational purposes. My love language is words of affirmation. I love to hear I love you. I say this to my kids all day long. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I think love is just, the Bible says love covers a multitude of sins. My daughter was just telling me today, she was like, you used to say I love you so much, it got on my nerves. Now I'm like the one who's like, oh, you, and you be like, get away from me. Mm-hmm. That's just my thing. So if that's not my mate's thing, it doesn't have to be his thing, but he needs to know that this is my love language, and these are things that I need to hear to feel secure in this relationship. If his love language is personal touch, and I don't really like to be touched that much, well, if I really want to be with this man, I need to make an effort to personally make sure I'm touching him and doing certain things that he likes. So you guys have to understand Sugar, you got to understand what Mike likes. Mike needs to know what you like. Not for informational purposes, so that you can know what you need to do to please him. He knows what he can do to please you. And that is like half the battle right there. A lot of that pettiness will go away if you guys knew each other's love language. Mm-hmm. Listen, Bovine, you know what? Bovine, you're messy. Bovine, quit being messy. Bovine, quit being messy.
Hey, Constance, like, you read these comments like 59 seconds after they were already up, and the instruction that you gave was great, but it's the same thing that I said earlier. I think they've come up with the solutions for both of their issues if they just listen and act on them.
Yeah.
But I think taking that love language quiz would be beneficial for the longevity of your relationship for sure.
But Jesse Kim said, ain't nobody got time for that. Either it's gonna work or it's not. What y'all think? What say you? Obviously, y'all want to work because y'all still cohabitating, right? Or are y'all just cohabitating for the sake of cohabitating? Where are you at with that?
For the sake of cohabitating, she said?
Mm-hmm.
That means y'all just living together just for the sake of convenience, not because you want to be together.
Well, if that was the case, I would like to have everything white in my living room, white and silver. No TV in the living room. I would been and ran off to that little lovely life, and I have to talk about the past, but I'm trying. My mother even told Mike before, a couple of years ago, I know my daughter really loves you because I know my daughter. You would have been gone.
Oh, you a runner?
Left you alone. My mother told him that.
You a runner, Sugar? You a runner?
No, I don't go for much bullshit. When I see bullshit, I'm gone.
I don't give you bullshit.
But I know, but she sees.
And your mother also said, Mike, you're a good man.
My mother loves him to death. I can say that too.
She said, Mike, you're a great man.
But my mother has seen me in maybe past relationships that I've had.
And they couldn't fuck with me.
No, that's not it. That's not
maybe
it.
Financially, but not consistently.
I gave Mike the most patience that I give anybody.
And I gave her the most patience that I gave anyone.
Well, no, you were married before.
Yeah, and she didn't get that much patience either.
Well, she didn't have as much bark as I did either.
Oh.
So I told Mike before,
your bark is
every
loud,
woman is different.
Oh, your bark is loud, but your bite ain't vicious. And the rhyme you was quick in was quite bootyless.
Oh, yeah. I tell
Mikey T, oh, is you crazy?
Crazy?
You want to rap all day long. Every woman is different. Basically, you date on your level. Some women can go for what you do or what you're not doing. Some women can. You might can just buy candies and flowers for one woman and she's good. You might just have to rub and feel on her all day long. And
that's not all I did.
I'm not finished. I'm talking to this lady right now.
I did a whole lot.
I'm not saying that's what you did. I'm giving examples. in general. Some women just wants to hear you're beautiful all day long and be rubbed on all day long. That works for them. Some women needs their egos rubbed. They have no self-esteem. And maybe I'm not talking to you, I'm giving in general. I'm not saying this is you. Some women, not you and me.
You got all that with me.
But wait a minute. The thing is that half of the things that you give me, I really don't need. I just need you to treat me like I'm special. I don't need to be rubbed on like a globe constantly. Oh, no.
Again, because that felt good.
Show me.
Touch my back again.
Okay, wait a minute. Show me other than rubbing on me constantly that you really are thinking about me.
If you touch my back like that again,
it doesn't take a thought.
I'm gonna buy you
to
a
rub
purse.
your back.
Rub my back. I'm buy you a purse.
A Coach purse.
Okay, well, rub my back. I'm gonna buy you a purse.
I don't rub backs for Coach purses.
Well, rub my back for a kiss.
Yeah.
Rub my back for a kiss. Then.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's good.
That feels so good.
That can be done.
Oh my God, that feels good right there. You ain't rubbed my back in so long.
Oh yeah,
man,
that's not true.
Give me a kiss.
Okay.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
And then we watch a movie, and everything is over.
I don't hold on to grudges.
I love
it. Have a debate with you, and the next
morning
you see
what he said? Wash your car, dude.
Wash the car, dude. I was about to wash. I changed the tires from the back of the car today. I said, I'm gonna wash your car. She said, no, it's gonna rain.
Let's be honest.
Snow.
Let's be honest, Mike. Let's be honest.
What?
Before today or even yesterday, I said, Mike, I have a man that I'm in a relationship that I claim. Now, I shouldn't be going to get my own oil change. I shouldn't be at a gas station. I shouldn't have to worry about brakes or any back tires. I have a man that should take care of those things. That's what you are, my man. If I have to go and do all these things myself, which I've been doing the whole relationship, and before him, what do I have you for?
What are you talking about? I changed brakes before on your car.
You changed my brakes in the first year on one car. But the thing is that when you're in a relationship, that man is supposed to take care of you, and you take care of him. I'm not supposed to be in Jiffy Lube talking about an oil change. Or what do you call it? AutoZone talking about, well, you got the size of this brakes. I had to get on him like a week ago, and now he wants to put his foot forward, which is fine.
That's a man listening, right?
It's a man listening, which is fine.
But,
because you told me, baby, you're right. You're right. You have me, and I shouldn't.
Listen.
But I've been doing these things for myself for years. Listen. I never really honestly tell Mike. I just honestly really started telling Mike what I needed within the past, I'll say, month or two. I will hold it in and be quiet. So the more he tells me what he needs now, you know what? But I need this too. I need this too.
So listen.
I've been doing this like 2 months now. Out of 7 years, I've been doing it for 2 months.
Let me catch
I've been letting them know what I need now.
Let me catch y'all up on the game.
Because I just hold it in and I shut up and I make it happen whatever's supposed to happen. You know it.
I understand. For the past 7 years, I've been dealing with my woman. I've been cutting hair extremely on a level where as though I'm always busy. If I'm not driving the bus, I got clippers in my hair. So if you get our oil changes and things of that such, I will give her the money to do it.
You didn't give me the money for the oil change.
Are
that
you
was
serious?
As a heart attack. That was 6-7 years ago. How many oils do I need changed? I had 2 cars at one time, Mike. Really?
Exactly.
No.
So I said,
Mike,
"Oh, you gonna get your oil
You're
change?
talking about the past. Let's stay in the future. Let's stay here,
money,
honey. Let's stay here."
But you just
I don't remember you giving me money for oil change.
Well,
and I don't want to get into that because it's past. I don't remember that.
I always give you money.
And what I don't do is I don't like to accept anything from Mike because in the midst of an argument, he brings it up.
But you just brought up that you was getting oil changes and stuff like that, and that was the past.
I pay for oil change. When he does something,
for it.
He brings it up. When someone brings something up, when they do something for you, that means it was not done sincerely. What I do for you, I don't bring it up. It came from the heart. It's yours. I may even forgot about it.
But you just said.
But that's another reason why I don't ask him for anything.
But I give it.
No. You ask me, do I need that? I say, no, baby, I'm good.
No, I would say you get okay. Well, look, I got 18 hairs in here. I got to cut.
Mike, you talking about the past? That's the past.
But you just told
how many hairs you have to cut now?
You just told.
How many do you cut now? Let's stay on him now.
Listen,
he lives in the past a lot. He's talking about 5-6 years ago.
Hold up, baby. You the one that told the people for the past 7 years I've been doing this. That's the past.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, as of right now, I've been doing this.
As of right now, you've been doing what?
You got my tire on my car today, yeah. Because I went in on you like 2 weeks ago. Things that I shouldn't be doing as your woman.
Is it done?
But I had to tell you.
And as far as the rotors and things of that such, I'm going to take care of that.
Thank you. But the thing is, I had to go in on you, which and I'm glad you do, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
But my thing is that if I work Sunday through Friday, why not gas both of the cars up on Sunday night?
You work Sunday through Friday. You work Monday through Friday.
Sunday night, I'm getting ready for work.
Hold on. It all goes
6
back
days a
to,
week.
listen, it all goes back to, Rob, this is your fault.
Rob, you do this.
Rob,
So listen,
this is your fault, homie.
Listen.
This is your fault, guys.
Listen, she explained something to me, and she had to spaz out on me a little bit.
I did.
But the light bulb said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and try harder. And that's what I'm going to consistently be doing. And I have been doing it, right?
That's true. Well, no, you started today with my tire.
No.
Listen, guys, listen. Here's what I want. Because this is never going to get resolved here at all.
Exactly.
And these are really common. These are common arguments, but they're not deal breakers. I think what needs to happen is you guys need to take the love language quiz.
Yeah.
You need to know what his love language is. He needs to know what your love language is, and then you guys can start to heal. You guys can start operating from a place of being intentional about what each other wants, and then I think that will change the dynamic of your relationship. Because all the stuff you're talking about is really petty. It really doesn't have any weight in the overall thing of your relationship. It doesn't, because I believe love is enough. Now, Robert has a different take on on love being enough. He doesn't believe that love is enough. I believe it is, because I believe that what the Bible says about love being an all-encompassing thing, being an action word, and it's not just a feeling, but it's how you act and how you move. It's an adjective, and you guys clearly love each other. All of this is minor in the grand scheme of things. Learn each other's love language. See what that, and then being intentional how you move forward. There's all these other dynamics with the children and all that other stuff, but I think that can be overcome if you guys just, communicate and be intentional about your relationship. It seems to me that you're not being intentional. You're just being reactive on each other and how you're being reactive and responsive. There's a cause and an effect. I do this because you do that. You do this because I do that. But nobody's really taking accountability and responsibility, and that's equal, 100% equal. So Mike, you're not wrong. Sugar, you're not wrong. Both of you guys aren't doing what's necessary in order to make sure that you're being intentional about the relationship. So you guys need to go back and step back and say, you know what? F all this. I'm putting my ego to the side. I'm throwing my pride to the side. And this is what I really want. I really want to be in this relationship. I'm going to do what's necessary. Do what's necessary. Period.
You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Constance, I love it when you take the con. Everything you said was all facts. And I hope that Mike and Sugar are going to take to heart what you said. I really, really do encourage you to do the 5 love languages so that you're able to find out how to communicate and best operate with each other. Again, ad nauseum, I've said this. Michael, you have been given the roadmap to a successful relationship. She has given you the keys to the Lamborghini, my brother. I pray that you made mental notes. And if you didn't, I did. And if you didn't get it that time, watch the replay and make sure that you get yourself together. And Sugar, I do encourage you to listen to Michael as well, because Michael has been pleading to you for some things, and whatever it is that he's looking for, I think that you should be able to acquiesce and meet him halfway. Michael, I encourage you. I implore you to lead, because your woman is looking for a leader. And I know that is in you. So you need to do exactly what she's been asking you to do. So
I'm trying my best, brother. I'm trying my best. And I just try a little bit harder.
But listen, that's not.
I don't think it's about you trying harder.
It's not just on you, like both of you guys.
Wait. Listen, and she's giving you the roadmap. Listen, and then act on those things. Michael, I also encourage you, learn the hand clap. It will help you in these instances. Because what we're not going to do is keep talking about the same thing over and over.
Listen, I understand what you're saying. I read some comments, though. And some people said, we're not even married and we need counseling. But I'm going to tell you the key factor. When you get married, you're standing before God. And you have to go to marriage counseling before you even get married. It's recommended. So pretty much, counseling ain't a bad thing. I used to think it was a bad thing when I was in my 20s,
Wow.
in my early 30s, but it's actually a good thing. It's actually a good thing. When I was young in my 20s and married, I refused to go to counseling. But now I'm in my 40s. I'm down for it because I'm looking for longevity in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So counseling ain't a bad thing. And just because me and her have disputes and things of that such, it doesn't mean that we're goners.
Yeah.
Everything can be fixed, but at the same time, you both have to be willing to work on it at the same time. Because if I'm fighting and she not fighting, or vice versa, she fighting and I'm not fighting, it's not going to work. We both have to be willing to meet that median ground and say, you know what, let's do this and be all about it and go into it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, this is just my relationship, but I know people are going through a lot worse.
Yeah.
You know, so at the same time, I'm willing to sit here and talk to my woman, and on live, and just pretty much put relationships, black relationships, out there. These are a few things that we go through.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, I expose my stuff.
But and that's a good thing. But that's growth, and that's strength, because a lot of people won't do it. But I challenge you to go back. Hopefully you guys share this on your page, and your friends are looking at this. But I challenge you to go back and look at the conversation, and then really have a dialogue with one another to say, okay, you know what, this is what I'm really seeing myself, and I'm really seeing the errors. Here's some things that I can work on, Mike, and then Sugar. Listen, I really see the errors and the things that I can work on, because really, at the end of the day, Rob and I like to have fun. We do. We love to laugh. We love to have fun. But at the end of the day, we want to know, what is the resolution? What is the learning from all of this? What can I get from this so that I can change my life, and that I can have a happy and healthy life? And so that's what I want. That's what I want to be taken from here. You're saying stuff that we all deal with, we all go through. But at the end of the day, what's the resolution? Because I don't want to sit around and talk about problems all day long. I mean, that we can do that ad nauseum and nothing gets resolved. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what's the resolution? If we gonna stay together, then we have to be intentional about making this shit a good relationship. So I challenge you guys to go back and look at this video and see, just kind of study it. Don't be afraid to seek that counseling, especially if y'all talking about getting married, take it to the next level. But go back and look, and then be intentional about how you're going to move forward. Because I want to see you guys win, Sugar and Mike. I really do. I think you guys are great. Both of you guys are really great human beings. I want to see y'all win. And so it makes no sense in just going back over the things that I don't like. Well, what are the things that you do like? And then move from there. What do you say? What do you say, Mike? I mean, Rob.
I always tell her, I said, don't focus on the things that you don't like or what I do wrong. Focus on the things that I do right.
That's what keeps me around.
Because
the things that I do like keeps me around.
Yeah.
This is what I learned from going to counseling. If you only think about, oh, he don't do this, or he don't do that, or she don't do this, and you will never be happy.
I said again, the things I do like about you keeps me here. That's what keeps me here.
But if the only time you hear about is the things that you do wrong, and you never hear about anything you do right, then do you really feel appreciated?
Do you tell me anything I do right?
Yeah, of course. All the time. Okay. I don't ever tell you, well, Sugar, you don't do this in the house, and you don't do that. And no, I don't say that. No, I really don't. Okay. Don't I always compliment you?
I compliment you.
And then I always say, I appreciate you. Thank you.
You don't tell me you appreciate me.
I do.
Well, listen, you guys.
If you didn't hear when I said it, I'm going to tell you right now. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And I appreciate the fact that
you everything that you do.
Thank you.
That's from the bottom of my heart.
I need that. I need that. And I need to know that.
I tell you that.
That's what will keep me going.
I come home and give you a hug, kiss, tell you I love you. Don't touch me like a globe. I ain't trying to have sex with you now.
All right, Mike. So here's what I need you to do.
What?
Listen, don't bring up old stuff, because we had some breakthroughs tonight. Again, you have the roadmap for success. The things that happened in the past, are you willing to leave them in the past? Because you can't change the past. If you look at a clock right now, and the little red hands are seconds going by, as it goes forward, guess what? You can never go back and reclaim a second, reclaim a minute, or reclaim a moment. It already happened. You have the keys for success. Act on those keys. Do the things that are being asked of you to do. Conversely, the same thing for you, Sugar. Those things that he's asked for, you need to make sure you reciprocate those things or give him those things if you want to make this thing work. Because at the end of the day, both of you are very, very strong-willed people who know what you want. There has to be some level of compromise. There has to be some reciprocity. And at the end of the day, I think that you guys will be successful if you can forget about the past, because you can't change it. It already happened. Work diligently to move forward and to work on you so that you can both be good together.
And at the end of the day, it is all Rob's fault.
Siri and Devon.
Rob, did call me and say, man, I want to bring you on the show. And I said, all right, that's cool. I had to convince her. She's like, I don't want to talk to nobody.
Nah, this was great. This was a great dialogue because listen, you guys, at the end of the day, what we go through is about helping other people. And this dialogue has been so relatable to so many people. That's why we got thousands of people still hanging on, even at 2 hours and 35 minutes, right? We still got a lot of people hanging on. So this is so relatable to so many people and it's going to help so many people. But I want you guys to do the work. Seriously. So Rob and I want to have you guys back on. But we don't want to have you back on until we have seen some resolution and where you are in the relationship and some improvement. Either you are going to be together and better, or you are going to be apart. Either or, but you will not be in the same place that you are in today when we bring you back on. All right, deal?
Stay tuned.
You guys are making a commitment to do the work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. That's what we want. So Rob, all right. So Rob, these are such great people. I appreciate your friends from the DMV area. They have been absolutely amazing. They've been so transparent. I love their honesty. I love their sincerity. They have been a great asset to the show tonight. Yes,
this
sir.
Is the longest show ever. I don't want to know the diatribe about what they have done. Let me do the right thing here. All hearts and minds are clear. We thank you so much for watching this show from wherever you have been watching from. My name is Robert Antwin, and her name is Constance Carter. Make sure that you go check her out in real life on every social media platform. It will not be a waste of your time. So if this is your first time, please don't let this be your last time. And what I want to do for you, Mike and Sugar, thank you for being a part of this broadcast, for making yourself transparent and loving on each other, even from a distance. Y'all been having social distance loving on this broadcast, but I need y'all to get closer than close. And right now, I just bless you guys so much, and I want to thank you for being on this thing. So let me pray for you real quick. Eternal God, our Father, we thank you for this time, this moment, and this opportunity just to fellowship with one another. We have brought people from all across the planet, all around the globe, to see us in our raw and transparent selves, God. You said that we can come to you as we are. So here we are, bare and naked before you. And while we are here, God, we ask that you just remove all the impurities that we have laid out for all the world to see. We ask that you just repair anything that is broken, Lord God. We just ask that you be with these two people, protect them with your angels, surround them with your love, God. We just want to stand on your word where it says that no weapon formed against them shall prosper. And every tongue that rises against these two people, God, you will cause it to fall. So we ask you right now to open doors that no man can close and to close doors that no other man can open, God. We express love unto each other, Lord God, because you first loved us. So let the blood of your son, Jesus, just run down on this relationship so that they can have recuperation and rejuvenation. And when it's all said and done, God, we'll give your name all the honor and the glory and the praise because we love you just that much. We thank you for this time. Continue to bless Constance with all of her gifts, God. Continue to shine your light on her so that she can be a reflection of you here in this earth. We thank you for her service. We thank you for her gift. We thank you for everything that you've given unto her, God. So now that this day has been given to us, we want to give a gift back to you, God, to love somebody, to impact somebody, and to change somebody with our story, God. We bless you, we thank you, and we love you. In the matchless name of your son, Jesus, let every believer say, Amen.
Amen.